And conditions, well, just a little bit too hot, I guess, for rugby league. Going through the earlier grades this afternoon, the under-18s defeated the entrance by 13 points to 6. Third grade, Woy 10 defeating Wyong 6, and in reserve grade, Wyong defeating the entrance by 16 points to 10. Team just about to run it onto the field. Joining me in the commentary box, it's a very good afternoon to Graham Jackson.
Yeah, good afternoon, Greg, and welcome to the listeners through Coast Rock and Triple C. It's a very good afternoon here, and the Umina Bunnies just running onto the field.
As they run onto the field, also joining us here in the box, a guy that played junior football up in Wyong from the Penrith Club in Sydney. A very good afternoon to Steve Carter.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, it's good to be here. It's very warm, so a few of the players out there will feel the pinch in the second half in particular.
They certainly will. That's going to be a key to it, no doubt. Steve, and on the touchline from the Coast Rock FM newsroom, a very good afternoon to Stewart Bocking.
Yes, thanks for that, mate. Good afternoon. I'll tell you what, the atmosphere down here this afternoon, absolutely fantastic. It's going to be interesting to see how these two sides do handle the conditions this afternoon. I think, if anything, things are a little bit cooler here now than they were earlier on, although, of course, we are starting to be shaded here by the grandstand. But a lot of errors earlier on, and you can hear now Wyong getting ready to come on. If you hear all those boos, I can assure you there were no fewer boos when Umina ran out as well. So certainly looking forward to a big one here this afternoon.
You're in a good spot there this afternoon, Stewart. You're right in the shade. Let's go through the teams as they both run out onto the field. The Umina Bunnies, coached by Paul Young, captain is Scott Murray. At fullback is Tony Peters. Wingers are Adam O'Neill and Nathan Gray. Centres Craig Hatch and Peter Davies. 5'8" is Adam Campbell. Halfback and captain Scott Murray. Front row of Mick Connor, Mark Henson and Bill Martin. Second row is Mark Geyer, his last game on the coast. Jason Burriston and Gary Pender packing in at lock this afternoon. Jacko going through the Wyong side.
Yes, the fullback is Richard Phillips. The wingers are David Perry and Lenny Bevan. The centres are Pete Lanane and Jamie Lovett. The 5'8" Mark Bresnick. Halfback Corey Garrettley. Dave Lockley and Doug Edwards, the front rowers. Simon Adamo, the hooker. Second row is Dave Barrett and Peter Johnson. And the lock, Matt Harris. Coached by Rip Taylor.
Everybody standing for the national anthem, which is now being played over Graham Park. A very big crowd here at Graham Park too. No doubt about 5 or 6 deep right around the ground. The grandstand absolutely packed to capacity, and a big crowd on hand for this afternoon's grand final. I see Craig Murray is out there too, Jacko, in jumper number 14. He will start the game in the forwards. We may see Dave Barrett on the bench.
Yeah, it looks that way. I can't see Dave there at this stage, but Craig Murray is on the field.
Okay, well, let's look at these teams in the semi-finals. The major semi-final went to Wyong, 18 points to 12 over the Umina Bunnies. And, of course, Umina had to come back last weekend and meet the entrance, where they won it in fine style, winning by 34 points to 0. Earlier this year, they'd met twice, the first round going to Umina by 22 points to 14, and the second round going to Umina by 14 points to 6. Today is another day, though, grand final day. Always a lot tougher, a lot more pressure on you, and both teams, no doubt, feeling a little nervous. Talking to a few players earlier this morning, both were feeling a little nervous, players and coaches alike. No doubt, both wanting to settle down early in the piece. That's the key, Steve Carter. You've been in grand finals before. Those first 20 minutes always vital. The team that settles down first, usually, well, not always, but if you settle down, you get into your game plan, you're looking good.
Yeah, that's right. Anytime I'm playing any big games, I get into action as soon as possible, and it gets rid of any of those nerves, and it helps you get into the rhythm of the game.
Well, Kel Menchin is the referee for this afternoon's match. Touch judges are Terry Ray and Jimmy Wood. We'll be joining Stewart Bocking on the touchline with replacements and comments. Brendan Wood down there as well throughout the proceedings of the game. Umina defending the Northern or Bowling Club end of the ground, whilst Wyong defending the Southern or Brisbane Water end of the ground. As Umina kick off in the 1994 Carleton Central Coast Premiership Grand Final is underway. It comes out now through Matt Harris, and he's brought to ground there, about 30 metres out from his own line, right in centre field. Gets up and plays the ball to Adamo. Adamo gets the pass away now. On it goes to Dave Lockley, and he's met there by Mick Connor. Watch for Mick Connor. He'll be in for a big defensive game this afternoon. Simon Adamo at acting half once again. It goes to Pete Lanane, playing in the centres, and he's wrapped up by Mick Connor. 20 metres this side of halfway. Adamo, a good one out of dummy half, makes it at 8 metres, and he's met in a big tackle there by Mark Geyer, Jacko. They're walking into Graham Park, and, well, the tempers are frayed already, and there's a penalty to Wyong.
Yeah, I notice Mark's gone in there with a solid tackle, and Jason Burriston and them in there to congratulate him, but Menchin has put a...
Okay, well, it looks like he's waved his hands to... He was going to pack a scrum down. Is he not? No?
Yes. It's knock on, I think he's picked it up.
Okay, thank you very much, Steve. He also was waving his hands to stop the clock there. One of the players, Simon Adamo, receiving some attention on the touchline. These two guys at Jemina are over in the second round, Jacko. Simon winning the tackle. Mark Geyer came off second best, was covered in blood and had a bad cut to the face. And here he is leaving the ground again. Blood coming from him once again. I just hope that gash hasn't opened up once again for him.
Yes, Simon is leaving the field. Dave Barrett going straight on in jumper 11.
Well, that's bad news for Wyong. I was only talking to Simon Adamo. He was a little bit nervous before the game, and we don't want to see him coming off this early in the game. Only a minute into it already, and Simon leaving the field. The scrum to be fed once again, to be fed 20 metres the Wyong side of halfway, right in centre field. Ground not in too bad order either. First scrum of the match going to Wyong. Goes out now to Peter Davies. He's a big fiery player. He stands up in the tackle. They can't put him to ground, and he'll play the ball. Now they're putting to ground, and he'll play the ball 15 metres this side of halfway. Henson in an acting half. Goodman had a dummy half as well, and he runs into the Wyong defence there. Caught by the Wyong captain in the form of Matt Harris. Gets up and plays it now. It goes away to Murray. Murray gets the pass away. Out it goes to Jason Burriston, and Burriston's brought down the Leagues Club side of the ground, about 20 metres out from the Wyong line. On it goes to Henson. Henson away now to Murray. Murray gets it away to Campbell. Campbell out now to Peter Davies. Peter Davies looking to offload, and he's brought to ground by the Wyong defence. Doug Edwards and Dave Barrett bringing him to ground. Dave Barrett on for Simon Adamo. Out they go to the left, Jemina. Goes to Murray. Murray out now to Geyer. Quick pass. Out it goes to Mick Connor. Spins in a tackle. I think you find he's lost that ball. No, he managed to hold on to it. It was a jolting tackle. He did well to hold on to that, Connor. Out it goes now to Burriston. Burriston to Peters now. They're not all that far out to the line. In fact, they're only a couple of metres out to the line. Matt Harris brings Peters to ground, metres out. Gets up and plays the ball. He's lost that ball. Wyong come up with it, in fact. Wyong back in possession now. It comes up through Lenny Bevan, the Wyong winger, and he's brought to ground 20 metres out from the Wyong line. No score on the board in the Carleton Grand Final. We're 3 minutes in to this first half. Out it goes now to big Doug Edwards, and he's wrapped up and brought to ground. In fact, gets up and plays the ball now 20 metres out. Out they go. Goes out now to Jamie Lovett, and Lovett's hit pretty hard there by Burriston, and also Billy Martin playing against his old club. Oh, another big hit there too. Another big hit there. Peter Johnson was hit pretty hard. They're really fiery. That was Burriston that got him. Out it goes now. Wyong running it up towards halfway, and they're really into it, Umina early. Certainly very fiery in the opening minutes of this game. Gets up and plays it now to Corey Garrettley. Garrettley away now to Richard Phillips. Watch for his kicking game. He puts the kick in. Big kick in coming through. And that bounces, gets away from Tony Peters. He takes it 30 out from his own line, takes it in with the left hand. Now he comes upfield, and he's met there by the Wyong defence, Doug Edwards. Among others, Peter Johnson was in there, and also the 5'8" to bring him to ground, Mark Breselnick. Out it goes now to Nathan Gray. Nathan Gray gets his way up towards halfway, where he's met by the Wyong defence, right on halfway, right in centre field. In at acting half now was Mark Henson. Getting very slowly to his feet is Nathan Gray, but here's Henson in at acting half. Goes to the right, and it goes down to Mark Geyer. Geyer's met there by Jamie Lovett. Managed to get the pass away though to Craig Hatch. Hatch still going, it goes away to Adam O'Neill. Adam O'Neill racing away, gets away from Harris. Comes back on the inside and is brought to ground. Only metres out. Good run there from Adam O'Neill. Goes away now to Henson. Henson away to Billy Martin. And Billy Martin's in for a try. Umina get first points on the board. 4-0 kick to come, 4 minutes in.
Yeah, good try there. A good run down there with a kick by Adam O'Neill. Picked it up, and even though well tackled by Jamie Lovett, a quick play the ball out to Billy Martin. Billy scored a great try. Umina 4, Wyong 0.
Down to the touchline, Stewart Bocking.
Yes, thanks for that, mate. You can see the value of Mark Geyer for Umina there. Absolutely outstanding there. There were 4 Wyong men coming in over the top of Mark Geyer, virtually creating the overlap out wide for their wide men to get down the touchline and for that try to be set up.
Okay, thanks very much there, Stewart, on the touchline. We're joining Brendan Wood down there very shortly as well. Steve Carter, that was just the start. They were looking for Umina points early in the match.
Yeah, they sure were. They were starting to run their back rows a bit off the edge of the ruck at the smaller Wyong guys. And Mark Geyer got a great ball away to the centre. I think Craig Hatch, who offloaded to Adam O'Neill, I think, and he did a lot of work.
Adam O'Neill's a guy that's played in Sydney. Mate played with South Sydney there for a couple of years.
Yeah, he showed his experience there. He could have went for the try, but he stepped back in to make a bird of it sort of thing, and then the quick play of the ball which led to the try.
Yeah, great try. There's 2 scored by Adam O'Neill, who of course is the son of the great cricketer Norm O'Neill. That try coming in the 4th minute. Scott Murray, the captain of this side, to take a shot at goal. Moving in. Takes a lot of time with his kick, Scott Murray. He's about 15 metres in from touch. Played Metropolitan Cup last year with the Windsor side. The leading point scorer with Umina in season 1994. The crowd certainly getting behind him too. Booing him and cheering him. Supporters from both sides. Moves into it now. Struck that pretty well, but it's waved away to the left. No score. Score remains 4-0, Jacko.
Yes, Scotty hasn't got the kicking boot on. He needs to settle down like the last encounter. He needs to get one over early to give him a little bit more confidence.
Down to the touchline, Stewart blocking.
Yes, we're seeing Simon Adamo come on, back on now. Obviously, he was just sort of knocked by that. There was no blood coming from him, and he's back on the field now with David Barrett off.
That's good news for Wyong, having Simon Adamo back on the field, being a very consistent player with the Wyong Kangaroos throughout the 1994 season. As Wyong restart play, that goes down to Billy Martin. He takes a 10 out from his own line, comes upfield, and he's met there. Good work there by Billy Martin, driven back in that tackle as well, and he'll get up and play it. The try scorer there, Billy Martin, gets up and plays the ball now. On it goes to Henson. Henson gets the pass away now to Burriston. Burriston not going anywhere, and he's brought to ground by the Wyong defence there. Gets up and plays it 22 out from his own line. Gets up and plays the ball now. Out it goes to Henson. Henson gets the pass away to Connor. Connor coming upfield, and he's brought to ground 30 metres out from his own line. Gets up and plays the ball now. It's Mark Henson in the acting half. 4-0 on the scoreboard. Try to Billy Martin in the 4th minute of this game. Here's Henson coming back on the inside, and he's met by Simon Adamo, who's come back on the field. Gets up and plays the ball now, goes away to Mick Connor. Connor gets it away to Billy Martin. Billy Martin working his way up towards halfway. Brought to ground by Corey Garrettley. Gets up and plays the ball. Peter Johnson in there as well. Out it goes to Henson. Henson away now to Scott Murray. Murray puts the big kick in downfield. Richard Phillips coming across, and that gets away from Richard Phillips. In fact, Lenny Bevan will take that, the winger. He's looking to run out onto his wing, tries to get around Adam O'Neill. Got around him, but now he straightens again, and he's brought to ground there by Adam O'Neill, and he'll get up and play the ball 23 metres out from his own line. Out it goes now. They come back in field. Jamie Lovett coming back in field. He's caught by Mick Connor, 30 metres out from his own line. On it goes now to Simon Adamo. Adamo away now to Dave Lockley, and he's met there by Billy Martin in a big tackle, and coming over the top was Jason Burriston. Gets up and plays it now. It goes away to Simon Adamo. Adamo falls to his ground. He's going nowhere, but Kel Menchin picked something up there, Jacko.
Yes, I think you'll find he's propelled the ball forward. Touch judge Gin Woods in for something. We'll go down to the sideline to the boys. They might be able to tell us.
Yes, thanks, mate. It's a little bit hard to work out. I notice he's just calling out one of the players now. Obviously, there has been a lot of very high tackling early on in this match. Both sets of forwards trying to sort of assert their dominance on the game. And one of the boys from Umina just being spoken to now. I don't know if much is going to come of it. Both sets of forwards seem pretty intent on packing down for a scrum. So we'll just wait and see what comes out of this.
I suspect it was for a high tackle, in fact, Stuart. I'm not sure on who, but one of the Wyong guys may have gone on in high. That's the reason for Jimmy Wood coming in from the touchline there. It is for a high tackle, and a penalty should go to Wyong here. That is the case, and Wyong will kick the touch.
Yeah, it's a penalty against Jason Burriston for a high tackle, so Richard Phillips will take the kick now, some 30 metres out from his own line, and he moves now into kick the ball. And Phillips moves in and he kicks the ball and has found touch probably about 3 metres into the Umina side of halfway. The ball goes to Adamo at dummy half onto Edwards. Edwards takes it up there. Has met it. A beautiful tackle by Geyer, and Geyer's been penalised for being inside the 10, so it's another penalty here to Wyong. And I would say, yes, Phillips is coming up to take another kick for the line. So Phillips to take the kick now and finds touch some 20 metres out from the Umina line. Ball goes into Adamo to take the tap onto Edwards again. He's going to be met there by Burriston with the help of Henson over the top. There we go to Adamo. Adamo decides to scoot for himself, but he's met there by Henson, Connor and Craig Hatch, and has been driven back probably about 3 or 4 metres. He gets up to play the ball now. Harris into dummy half. Harris onto Johnson. Johnson goes straight up there, met by Henson, and over the top Mick Connor. They're about 12 metres out from the... another penalty here, and he's penalised the Umina boys for being inside the 10.
Yeah, Mick Connor being penalised there for being offside. A lot of penalties. Umina giving away a lot of penalties, Steve, and this is moving Wyong further and further upfield.
Yeah, they're caught in the 10 from the tap, which drove him back another 10 metres, and I think Wyong are going to elect to kick the goal here. Yeah, Mark Bristlebrit's come up to take the kick.
He's a very good kicker, in fact, young Mark Breselnick. Played Jersey Fleet with the North Sydney side last year, a Wyong junior, like yourself, Steve. He's come back this year at Wyong, been a very consistent player, missed a fair bit of the year injured, but certainly back on the field now and going quite well. As we go down to the touchline once again, Stewart Bocking.
Yeah, Greg, one of the Umina players, Craig Hatch, one of the centres, looks to be in a fair bit of trouble. He went into one of those tackles and came up clutching his right shoulder. He's continued to clutch the right shoulder, and he was just having that looked at a few minutes ago, so we may expect some few changes from Umina shortly.
I might get you to monitor that for me, Stewart, down there on the touchline. Mark Breselnick is about 20 metres out from the line, only about 12 metres in from touch. Mark Breselnick, a guy that can virtually kick them from anywhere, a very reliable kicker, and a young bloke, a little bloke with a very cool head, and I tell you what, he struck that all right, and it's just waved away and the score remains 4-0. Wyong trailing, Umina leading 4-0 here in the early stages of the game, and they just managed to get out of the field. In fact, they've lost the ball, have they not? Menchin's awarded a penalty to Umina against Wyong there for stealing the ball.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there, Grego. Tony Peters run the ball out and actually got into the field of play, and Corey Garrettley come up with the ball, so I think he's penalised him for taking the ball.
Well, this will get Umina off the hook. They'll kick for touch. They'll kick for touch on the Leagues Club side of the ground. 4-0, just the one try in it so far. Billy Martin scoring a try in the 4th minute. Lower grades this afternoon, 18 to the entrance, 13-6. Thirds to Woo Wee, 10-6. The reserves for Wyong by 16 points to 10. That doesn't find touch, and here's Wyong back in possession. They've got the ball now 30 out from the Umina line. Out it goes to Breslin. Breslin now to Corey Garrettley. Garrettley away now to Jamie Lovett. Oh, he's met pretty high there too by his opposite number in the form of Peter Davies. He pushes Breslin over, and there's a penalty against Davies, Jacko. High tackle.
Yeah, Pete's got to control himself. He's out there to play football. It was high. He's got to just walk back. He's been penalised. Play football.
Well, this is only 30 metres out from the line right in front. Mark Breslin will take a shot at goal. Good time to go out to Adelaide Street Oval now for a flash score in the Australian Rules Grand Final. Glenn Armstrong.
The moment here, Terrigal 3-1-19 over Baddo Bay 139.
Okay, thank you very much, Glenn Armstrong, covering the Australian Rules Grand Final for us out there at Adelaide Street Oval this afternoon between the Baddo Bay Blues and the Terrigal Panthers. Breslin missed with his first shot at goal. Here's a chance to get Wyong on the board, trailing 4-0, and we have 12 minutes into the 1994 Carleton Central Coast Rugby League Grand Final. In beautiful conditions here at Graham Park. Back to the touchline, Stewart Bocking.
Yeah, thanks, Greg. Obviously, referee Menchin a little concerned about the amount of talk going on from both sides. He was just then telling Wyong to sort of keep their trap shut as we see that shot for goal just waved away now and sent dead. And obviously a lot of talk early on, so we'll have to keep an eye on that one as far as the referee's concerned.
We certainly will. Well, I was saying how cool he is under pressure, Jacko. Mark Breslin. His 2 shots at goal one wasn't all that easy. That one was fairly easy. Should have got that. Score remains 4-0 to Umina.
Certainly, and the pressure on both kickers now.
Certainly is. Here's Scott Murray restarting play from the 22. A big kick kicking over towards the Leagues Club side of the ground. That actually bounces back towards the Umina defence, but now Wyong have it right on halfway in the form of their captain. In fact, that's Dave Perry with the ball there. The jumper number 2 right on halfway. Simon Adamo now. Now it goes away to the captain, Matt Harris. He's met there by Mick Connor, 40 metres out from the Umina line. 4 points to 0. Umina leading Wyong in the grand final here. It goes away to Dave Lockley now, and Dave Lockley's brought to ground 38 metres out from the line. Gets up and plays it now. It goes to Adamo. Adamo to Garrettley. Garrettley out now to Doug Edwards, and Doug Edwards brought to ground there by Mark Geyer. Connor over the top. No love lost between Doug Edwards and Mark Geyer. Out it goes to Breslin. Breslin now got the pass away. It went out to Peter Johnson, and Peter Johnson's brought down on the last tackle. Brought to ground by Scott Murray, 25 metres out. On it goes now to Breslin. On to Garrettley. Garrettley out now to Richard Phillips. Puts the kick in. Was touched there by Billy Martin. Got to be 6 to go. He signalled that Kell, and Wyong have the ball on the Leagues Club side of the ground, 23 metres out from the Umina line. Gets up and plays it now. Out they go. It's Harris there running from dummy half. Over the 22 he goes, and he stands up in the tackle. Connor halting his progress there, 18 metres out. Out it goes now to Dave Lockley. Gets to the 10 metre line. Brought to ground there by Billy Martin. Gets up and plays the ball now. Out it goes to Breslin. Breslin away. Out it goes to Dave Barrett. I think you'll find him jump at 14. No, it's not. I'll check very shortly. Craig Murray, thank you very much. Not wearing headgear today, Craig Murray. Normally plays in the headgear. Out it goes now to Garrettley. Out now to Jamie Lovett. Almost through on the last tackle. Brought to ground 5 metres out. Gets up and plays the ball now. Out it goes to Adamo. Adamo away to Corey Garrettley. Grubber kick through, but that was easy pickings for Adam O'Neill. He tried to kick for his winger there, Lenny Bevan, but he read that very well, Adam O'Neill, and he has the ball. About 8 metres out from the line. Out it goes now to Tony Peters, a big, strong running fullback. This guy's built like a forward and really brings the ball back very well. He's done that well for Umina all season. Interacting half now is Henson. Out it goes now to Burriston. Burriston up to the 22, and he's brought to ground by Simon Adamo and also Doug Edwards. Right in the centre of the field there. Goes away to Henson. Henson away now to Billy Martin, the try scorer. Scored that try in the 4th minute. Upended there by the captain of the Wyong side, that's Matt Harris. Also in there was Mark Breslin. Out it goes to Henson once again. Henson away now to Gary Pender. Been quiet in the early stages. Here he goes upfield now. Good run too from Gary Pender. And he's brought to ground on the last tackle, 15 metres this side of halfway. Henson away now to Scott Murray. Scott Murray puts the kick in. Big kick in too. That gets down to the 22 there of Wyong, where it's taken by Richard Phillips. Richard Phillips coming upfield, and he's wrapped up there by Adam O'Neill, 10 metres his side of halfway. Gets up and plays the ball now. It's Pete Lanarn interacting half. Out now to Lenny Bevan. Lenny Bevan got away from one but can't get away from a second, and he's brought to ground there by Craig Hatch. Out it goes now to Dave Lockley, coming up towards halfway, caught by Henson, and also Mick Connor driving him back in the tackle. Wyong in possession, 5 metres their side of halfway. It goes away to Adamo at acting half. On it goes now to Doug Edwards. He's met by Geyer. I will give you the tip. There is no love lost between these two, and Geyer went in hard on Dougie Edwards. Gets up and plays it now. It's Adamo in at acting half. Out it goes now to Peter Johnson, and he's wrapped up there by Scott Murray. 5 metres into your minor territory on the last tackle. 45 out to the minor line. We're 16 minutes into the match, 24 out from half-time. It goes away to Richard Phillips, out to Lovett. Quick pass to Lenny Bevan. They lost ground there, Wyong. Throws it back to Richard Phillips. They're going backwards, Wyong. Out it goes to Breslinck. He's got to put the kick in. He puts the kick in across field. He fell in that tackle, hit pretty hard. It goes away to Nathan Gray. Nathan Gray on the far side of the field there. He's caught by Craig Murray, and Dave Perry comes in over the top and grabs him 15 metres his side of halfway on the Leagues Club side of the ground. In it goes now. It's Tony Peters at dummy half. 10 metres his side of halfway, driven back there by Dave Perry, and also Craig Murray in there to assist. Simon Adamo coming in as well. Gets up and plays the ball now. It's Henson in the acting half. On it goes now to Gary Pender. Big run from him, standing deep. It is met by Edwards and also met there by Dave Lockley. But there's a penalty to your minor. Wyong offside, Jacko.
Yeah, he's penalised Dave Lockley for a high tackle there. No, swinging arm. So it's a penalty to your minor, probably about 8 or 9 metres their side of the halfway.
OK, let's go out to Adelaide Thread Oval once again with a score on the Australian rules. Glenn Armstrong.
Well, here, 4-2-26 over Batto Bay, 2-3-15.
OK, thank you very much. We'll also have some Sydney scores in the semi-finals down there, Manly and Brisbane today. We'll have flash scores right throughout the call this afternoon. As your minor fine touch and restart play, 40 out from the Wyong line. Righto,
it's Martin to take the ball up there now. He's met by Craig Murray with the help of Dougie Edwards coming over the top. So it's Martin to play the ball out to Henson, on to Connor. Connor's met there by the Lockley with the help of Adamo. Plays the ball back to Henson. Then Burriston carts the ball up there now, and he's met in a beautiful tackle by Murray. They're about 18 metres out from the Wyong line. Back to penalty there for a swinging arm.
OK, yeah, penalty going the way of your minor as we go down to the touchline. Stewart Bocking.
Yeah, your minor looks to be a little bit lucky there. There was a hit of a knock-on in the earlier play the ball there, and they got away with that one. Now they've come up with the penalty and a shot for goal.
They're going to take a shot from goal. We'll take a break here, live from Graham Park, and be back with more action after the break.
So, it's time.
The N2 will be the same as last time the Coast week.
Okay, will do. I'll give a countdown. 90 seconds. $75 seconds. $60 seconds. $65.
And back here at Graham Park, the Carleton Central Coast Rugby League
No,
Grand
Grego.
Final.
Okay.
And back here at Graham Park, the Carleton Central Coast Rugby League Premiership Grand Final. Penalty kick successful by Scott Murray. That now makes it 6-0. Umina leading Wyong in the grand final here at Graham Park as Umina back in possession now, 22 metres out. Out it goes now to Tony Peters. Tony Peters running upfield, and he's brought to ground 35 metres out from his own line. 6 points to nil. That kick successful by Scott Murray. Out it goes now. On it goes to Burriston. Burriston gets up to the 30-metre line and is wrapped up there by Craig Murray, Mark Brezelnick and Corey Garrettley. Gets up and plays it now. On it goes to Henson. Out now to Geyer. Geyer's met there by Peter Johnson, and he'll get up and play the ball 12 metres his side of halfway. On it goes now to Henson. They go to the left. It goes out now to Mick Connor, and Mick Connor's caught around the legs. He's lost that ball, knocked it on. They've come up with it once again, Umina, but a scrum will go down 5 metres the Umina side of halfway. Loose head and feet to Wyong. Nothing in this game in the early stages, Steve Carter.
No, there isn't at the moment. I think it surprises me is the intensity's remained the same standard. Still got 19 minutes left in this half, but I think you'll find the next 5-10 minutes the big forwards will start to drop off a few tackles, and maybe the quicker guys.
A very hot day today too, Steve. No doubt they'll get a little tired in the end as it gets very hot here.
Yeah, they sure will.
Okay, that scrum went going Wyong's way. They have the ball now 40 metres out the Umina line. It's Umina leading 6-0 on the Carleton Central Coast Rugby League Premiership Grand Final as Peter Lanarn has it on the Leagues Club side of the ground. He's 38 metres out from the Umina line. In an acting half now with Simon Adamo. Out it goes now to Corey Garrettley. On it goes now to Doug Edwards, and Edwards can't get around Mark Henson, who gets him right around the bootlaces. Out it goes now to Adamo once again. Throwing that pass to anybody with a scrappy pass. Mark Brezelnick has it. Gets to the 30-metre line and he's brought to ground there by Scott Murray. Gets up and plays it now to Matt Harris. Harris gets it away now to Dave Barrett in jumper 11. Started the game from the bench, had a blinder against Umina when these two teams last met in the major semi-final. And it goes now to Richard Phillips, got away from one. Finds Peter Lanarn with some room to move. Here comes Peter Lanarn, brushes off one. Throws it to Adamo who can't handle. The ball's still alive, it goes to Lenny Bevan. And Lenny Bevan gets the ball down, and that is no try. No try there. Lenny Bevan crossed the line. Mark Geyer has come up. He is going to get the try. Well, Mark Geyer came in very quickly.
Yeah, his signal ball went back off his top of his shoulder, and I think he's ruled correctly there too.
Okay, thanks very much, Steve Carter. He's yet to blow the whistle. He's come out to the 22-metre line. A player down injured there in back play. Looks certainly a fair try. Adamo spilt the beans, looked certain to score. Eventually, Bevan went over, and he has awarded the try. So that makes it 6 points to 4.
Yeah, a good call there by Steve. It did come off his shoulder and he played it on, and it's 6-4 now with, I noticed a change in kicker, Corey Garrettley to take the kick.
On the touchline, Stewart Bocking.
Yes, it looks to be Lenny Bevan that's come up injured as a result of that. Interesting to note that I noticed two of the Umina men up inside the 10 metres. It actually worked to Wyong's advantage because they both fell off tackles, created the hole for Wyong to move through and got the play moving down there that set up the try.
Okay, that try coming in the 23rd minute of this match. It puts Wyong on the board, 6 points to 4 with a kick to come. Change of kicker as well, Corey Garrettley now kicking for goal. No doubt some nerves to Mark Brezelnick. Corey Garrettley's out of the extras. That's straight between the posts. And the score now in the Carleton Central Coast Rugby League Grand Final here at Graham Park. 6 points all, 6 points all. We are 16 minutes out from half time out to Adelaide Street Oval as we join Glenn Armstrong.
Now Greg, and Terrigal 4-2-26 over Batto Bay 2-3-15. Sean Rapley kicked 2 goals already, and for Batto Bay, Keith Foster's kicked 2.
Well, that was certainly what they were looking for, Steve Carter. Wyong had to score next, score early. Score's now level.
Yeah, they did. Umina forgot to come up on this short side, and Wyong took advantage of it. And short kick-off here. Geyer's regained.
That was good work too by Umina. Short kick-off. Geyer chased that through very well, Steve. And Umina come up with the ball now. 35 metres out to the Wyong line. Out it goes now to Gary Pender. Pender's met there by Mark Vanderstock as we go down to the touchline. Stewart Bocking.
On that, Mark Vanderstock has just come on for Simon Adamo, number 9 off for Wyong, and Mark Vanderstock on.
Okay, thank you very much. On the touchline there, Stewart Bocking. Here they are with the ball now. Umina 30 metres out. They're throwing it along. Out it goes now. The Burriston who went without it. And Wyong coming back with possession. Peter Lanarn has the ball for Wyong. 20 metres their side of halfway. Out it goes to Edwards. Edwards got the pass away to Dave Barrett. And Dave Barrett's brought to ground on that Leagues Club side of the ground. 30 metres out from his own line. Brezelnick in an acting half. Out it goes now to Jamie Lovett. And Jamie Lovett gets to the 40-metre line. 40 out from his own line, that is. Gets up and plays the ball now to Brezelnick. Out it goes now to Dave Perry. Dave Perry falls in a tackle, gets up again, and he's met there by Adam Campbell. Gets up and plays the ball now. It's Corey Garrettley in acting half. They go to the left. It goes out now to Peter Johnson, but he's met there by Scott Murray. Can't offload. Yes, he does. Now it goes out to Corey Garrettley, and he was met there by Billy Martin and also Gary Pender. Gets up and plays it now. It goes to Barrett. Barrett out now to Richard Phillips. Phillips puts a little grubber kick through. Coming through very fast is Lenny Bevan, but it's taken there by Adam O'Neill. Or through a suicide pass to Johnny Peters. He did well to pick that up, and he's got the ball now on the grandstand touchline, about 15 metres out to the line. 6-all here in the Carleton Grand Final, 15 minutes out from half-time. It goes away to Adam O'Neill. He gets to the 22, and he's wrapped up by Peter Johnson and Matt Harris. Out it goes to Henson. Henson away now to Gray, and Gray's brought to ground there by the Wyong defence in the form of Dave Barrett. Gets up and plays it now. It goes away to Mark Henson. Henson offloads now. It goes to Nathan Gray once again, and he's brought to ground by Dave Barrett and also Craig Murray, 30 metres out from the line. Out it goes to Connor. Connor out now to Gary Pender at least. He offloads. It goes to Mick Connor. Connor's going nowhere. He's met by the Wyong defence. Coming over the top there was Doug Edwards. He'll get up and play the ball, 35 out. Out it goes now from dummy half. It's Henson. Henson says, let's get out of here. Puts the big kick in over towards the Leagues Club side of the ground. It's taken there by Richard Phillips, 20 out from his own line. Comes up to the 30-metre line and is met there by the Umina defence on that far side of the field. And he was caught there by Adam Campbell. Gets up and plays the ball now. It's Dave Perry at acting half. Out he comes. Works his way up towards the 10-metre line. Met there by Mark Geyer. And I tell you what, they're really giving him some curry. The people in the crowd here today, they've really welcomed Mark Geyer to Graham Park. Here's Dave Barrett. Gives Mick Connor the don't argue as he heads up towards halfway. Play the ball a metre out. Breslnik in at acting half now. They go to the left. It goes away to Doug Edwards. He crosses halfway and he's brought to ground there by Gary Pender and also Mick Connor. Gets up and plays it now to Breslnik. On it goes to Corey Garrettley. Throws the pass to anybody. That's picked up by Adam O'Neill. Adam O'Neill's got plenty of pace. Coming across very quickly as the captain. He gets away from him. He's still going, O'Neill. And Adam O'Neill's in. Swan dive in the corner. 10-6 with a kick to come. Great try to the Umina Bunnies.
Yeah, bad pass there. It's come up to Adam O'Neill. Adam O'Neill's seen the gap, taken it, and it's gone down the sideline to score and puts the Umina Bunnies in front 10-6 with a kick to come.
He's got plenty of pace, Steve Carter. Adam O'Neill. He raced away there. Could have scored earlier. He got it that time.
Yeah, he scampered away like a bunny there. It was a loose pass from Corey Garrettley. But I think the key there, Mark Geyer, not being biased, but I tell you what, he's made a few of the Wyong boys think twice about taking the ball up. He's really hitting hard in defence, and I think that's what helps you in grand finals.
Mark's a guy that's played in grand finals before. Of course, he's played in Winfield Cup, Steve. He's been in big matches. He knows what's expected and what they're all about.
Yeah, he does. He looks a little bit lighter than what he has in the previous years, but I tell you what, he's playing pretty well today.
He certainly is playing his last game, of course, with Umina this year, heading off to the Western Reds in season 1994. 12 minutes out from half-time in the Carleton Grand Final here at Graham Park. 10-6 with a kick to come. Billy Martin scoring a try in the 4th minute. Adam O'Neill scoring that try in the 27th minute. Scott Murray has kicked 1 from 2 this afternoon so far in the match. Wyong's points a try to Lenny Bevan in the 23rd minute. Corey Garrettley has kicked 1 goal from 1 attempt. Mark Breslnik with both his shots at goal as we go down to the touchline and join Stewart Bocking.
Yeah, thanks, Greg. The acceleration of Adam O'Neill, they're absolutely outstanding. That ball was virtually dropped right in front of me here on the sideline, the grandstand side of Graham Park. And Adam O'Neill was going in the opposite direction when he noticed the loose ball there, went the other way, and before the Wyong guys turned around, he was gone and there was no way they were going to catch him.
Certainly not. It was a good try to Adam O'Neill. He showed a lot of pace. Corey Garrettley gave chase. Also did Matt Harris. Matt Harris diving for all he was worth. Couldn't make the tackle. And Adam O'Neill went to score in the corner. A difficult kick here for Scott Murray. He's only about half a metre in from touch. As we go back to the touchline with Stewart Bocking, I noticed Doug Edwards has left the field.
Yes, indeed. Doug Edwards is off, number 10, and replaced by the number 8 for Wyong, Dave Lockley.
OK, thank you very much. While Scott Murray moves in with this kick, takes a lot of time. Let's go out to Adelaide Street Oval. A flash score on the Australian rules. Glenn Armstrong.
Change on that first quarter score. Terrigal still 4-2, 26 over. Bato 2-3, 15.
OK, thank you very much, Glenn Armstrong. A terrible kick there from Scott Murray. Didn't go anywhere near the posts. Almost finished up in the Brisbane water. And the score remains here at Graham Park in the Carleton Grand Final. Umina leading Wyong by 10 points to 6, 11 out from half-time.
Yeah, I noticed the crowd in the grandstand starting to get very vocal now, Greg, as Peter Johnston comes up to start the replay for the Wyong Roos. It's Johnson to move in now to kick off, puts the ball in the air now, and it's out towards Geyer, but Billy Martin has actually picked it up, got it on there to Pender. He's met in a beautiful tackle 20 metres out from his line by Matt Harris with the help of Jamie Lovett. Plays the ball back to Henson. Henson on to Tony Peters. Peters is met there by Mark Vanderstock with the help of Craig Murray. And he plays the ball quickly back to Henson. Henson darts from dummy half, Gets away there, but is brought down beautifully by Craig Murray with the help of Vanderstock again. Out to Campbell. Campbell onto Connor on the burst. He's met there in a good tackle by Garrett Lee over the top Vanderstock. Henson into dummy half. Connor plays the ball back to Henson, on to Geyer out wide. He takes the ball up there, is run straight through Bresnanek, straight through Dave Perry there, but coming again is Jamie Lovett with the help of, I can't see it, it looks like a Mark Bresnanek there, and Geyer's pulled him out there, and referee Menchin is going to put a scrum down here, and it's a loose head and feed to the Wyong Kangaroos.
Yeah, scrum to go down 20 metres out from the Wyong line. 10-6 on the scoreboard here at Graham Park, and we're 10 minutes out from half-time in the grand final. The big one here at Graham Park. Trust you're enjoying the call this afternoon. Wyong win the scrum. It comes out the way of Matt Harris, and Matt Harris gets up and plays the ball 25 metres out from his own line. Mark Bresnanek in at acting half. It goes away now to Jamie Lovett. Got away from Gary Pender, but he's brought to ground there by Jason Burriston. 10 metres his side of halfway, right in centre field. Out it goes now to Bresnanek. Bresnanek gets the pass away. It went out there to Peter Johnson. He'll get up and play the ball. Out it goes now as Bresnanek in at acting half. It goes away now to Dave Barrett. Got the tape round the head, and he's caught there by Mark Henson. Gets into Umina territory. Plays it 45 out to the Umina line. The crowd really getting behind both sides now. It goes away to Dave Lockley. Lockley back in on the inside, and he's brought to ground 40 metres out to the line. Last tackle now for the Wyong Kangaroos. Lockley getting up to play the ball. It's Bresnanek in at acting half. It goes away to Richard Phillips. Puts the big kick in on the left foot. Kicks over towards the Leeds Club side of the ground. Gets away from Nathan Gray. Nathan Gray takes it a metre out from his own line. Comes back on the infield. Gets away from Matt Harris. But he can't get to ground by Dave Perry, who swings him to ground. Another replacement on there, I see, for Umina. We'll have that very shortly. In fact, we've got it now. Stewart Bocking on the touchline.
In fact, there were two replacements there. We've just had Peter Davies off with Chris Christo coming on for Umina, and for Wyong, we've had one change there also with Mark Vanderstock off and Simon Adamo going back on.
I notice there, Grego, Scott Murray's in a bit of trouble in back play there. He seems to be limping badly.
It could be bad news there for Umina. But you've done well, Stewart, calling him Chris Christo. His actual name, Chris Christodoulou, a very difficult name to pronounce. You've done pretty well, mate, calling him by his nickname first time round. Okay, now, just waiting on proceedings here.
Notice Murray's been hobbling for quite a while, that ankle, trying to get it to come good, but it doesn't seem to be too healthy at the moment.
Okay, we'll keep our eye on the touchline. In fact, I can see Ian White warming up down there too, Steve. So we'll monitor that. As here's Billy Martin now. Oh, gee, was hit hard there too by Craig Murray, right on halfway. Welcome to Graham Park. Billy Martin, you scored a try in the 4th minute. You've just been hit by a bone rattler. Here's Umina in possession now. They get into Wyong territory. Scampering in a dummy half as Mark Henson got away from one, got away from Lanarn, but Craig Murray comes in once again. Craig Murray certainly in the last couple of minutes has pulled off a couple of big tackles. Out it goes to Billy Martin. Out now to Adam Campbell. Campbell got the pass away, and Umina will play the ball now 40 metres out to the line. Out it goes to Burriston. Burriston and out to Mick Connor. Mick Connor coming across field. Mark Bresnanek halts his progress there. And also Dave Barrett into assist. Gets up and plays the ball now. Out it goes to Burriston. Burriston on now to Nathan Gray. Puts the kick in. Oh, was there a knock on there? I think it hit his feet, in fact. Or has he played the knock on? I think he's going to play the knock on here. This will be a loose head and feed to Umina. 10 metres out.
Yeah, playing the knock on there, Grego. Touch judge Jim Woods in. A player to be called out. You'll probably find it is a Wyong fellow.
Okay, another replacement on the touchline there too. Jumper number 15 coming on the touchline, Stewart Bocking.
Yes, thanks for that. Ian Blyton has just gone on. In fact, yes, Ian Blyton is on now for Mark Geyer. I noticed actually just after that last try that Umina scored, Geyer actually had his left hand strapped fairly heavily. I don't know if that's a result of that. We'll try and find that one out for you. But Blyton on for Geyer, and also another change now. Chris Barry coming on as well, and Scott Murray is the man off for Umina.
Okay, thank you very much. Yes, that foot hasn't come good. Scott Murray limping off the ground there. Chris Barry on. Has played a lot of halfback with the Umina side. Umina win this scrum when it comes out through Campbell now. Campbell has the ball about 8 metres out from the Wyong line. Barry at acting half. Oh, he did well to handle that Henson. Out it goes now to Nathan Gray on the Leeds Club side of the ground. And he's swung to ground there by Pete Lanarn and also Simon Adamo. Gets up and plays it now. It's Barry at acting half. Out now to Chris Christodoulou. And he's wrapped up there by the Wyong defence. They're about 10 metres out to the line. 10-6 here in the Carleton Grand Final. We're 5 minutes out from half-time. Henson with the ball now, metres out. Out it goes now to Chris Barry. And Chris Barry's wrapped up there by Corey Garrett Lee and also Simon Adamo. Gets up and plays it now to Henson. Henson out to Campbell. Campbell out now now to Nathan Gray in from his wing. Looks to offload. He finds the three out there. That's Hatch. Hatch links out now to O'Neill. O'Neill, is he over for number 2? No, he's not. He's lost that ball over the line. He might have gone into touch as well. Went very close to scoring number 2.
Yeah, put the pressure on the Wyong defence there, but to their credit, they've come up with it. We go to the 22 for a tap.
I see Scott Murray still jumping up and down on the spot there on the touchline. He wants to come back on, and we might see him back on very shortly. Scott Murray, he is the captain of this Umina side, although he's off the field at the moment. Half-back duties filled by Chris Barry. Here's the restart now from Wyong. It's taken by Simon Adamo out to Corey Garrettley. Garrettley out now to Dave Barrett, and Barrett's wrapped up there by Mark Henson. He'll get up and play the ball 30 out from his own line. Out it goes now to Adamo. Adamo out now. I think you find that's gone out to Matt Harris there on the Leagues Club side of the ground, and is met there by the Umina defence court there by Nathan Gray. Out it goes to Adamo. Adamo out now to Dave Lockley, and he's met there by a swarm of Umina defenders, 3 in fact. Among them was Jason Barriston, and also one of the replacement players in the form of Ian Blyton, a guy that gets through a lot of defence, a very underrated player at Umina. Out it goes now, Brezelnik out the back line, quickly under Phillips. Phillips out now to Lanarn. Lanarn tries to offload, but he can't, and he'll get up and play the ball. Out they go. They're about 25 out from their own line. Goes out now to Peter Johnson. Stands in the tackle. Now he's brought to ground, upended there by Gary Pender. Gets up and plays it now. Out it goes to Adamo. Adamo out now to Richard Phillips. Puts the kick in towards the grandstand touchline. No ways of going to find touch. It's taken there by Tony Peters. 22 out from his own line. Gets to the 30-metre line. Caught there by Mark Brezelnik down low. And Matt Harris getting him round the waist. Gets up and plays the ball now. 32 out. In an acting half is Blyton. Blyton away now. Out it goes to Adam O'Neill. As we cross to your Jacko, discrepancy there. Kells picks something up. Terry Ray, the touch judge in.
Yeah, touch judge in, and has called playback. So I don't know how Stewart on the sideline may have seen that.
It was a little bit hard to pick it up. They're a fair way away. I'd have a suspicion, though, that they're probably going to call out one or two of the Wyong players. There looked to be a bit of a punch thrown in back play. And the touch judge, he must have been standing there for about a minute and a half before he could finally pick up the attention of Menchin. I do have a feeling now, I noticed that it looks like, yes, a couple of players coming out, possibly Dave Lockley for a Wyong being spoken to there. It did look like a punch was thrown by Wyong in back play.
It certainly does. Matt Harris, the captain of the Wyong side, in there as well. They're speaking with Dave Lockley. Let's go out to Adelaide's Thread Oval. The flash score on the Australian rules. Glenn Armstrong.
Change in that first quarter scoreline. Terrigal 4-2, 26 over Baddo Bay 2-4, 16.
Okay, 10 points to 6 here in the Carleton Grand Final. Umina leading Wyong. We're 3 minutes out from half time. Martin O'Neill scoring tries for Umina. Bevan for Wyong. Murray a conversion for Umina. And Wyong Corey Garrettley has kicked a goal. 10 points to 6. The under-18s today. The entrance 13 defeated Gosford 6. Third grade Woy Woy 10 defeated Wyong 6. And in reserve grade, Wyong defeating the entrance by 16 points to 10. Jacko, I see a penalty going to Umina following that punch in back play from Dave Lockley.
Yes, he's penalised Lockley. He's indicated that it was a punch, so Craig Murray is now going to take a kick for line.
And Scott Murray kicking for touch on the League Club side of the ground.
Yeah, I took note of that. It was pretty trivial. I thought it was a pretty poor penalty.
Certainly was. The game goes on. Umina in possession now, 20 out from the Wyong line.
Righto, it's Martin up to play the ball now, onto Henson, onto Blyton. Blyton's met there by Lockley over the top with the help of Matty Harris. He up to play the ball now to Henson, onto Connor. Connor gets driven into the ground there by another bone crusher from Murray with the help of Johnson. They're only about 4 or 5 metres out from the line Wyong. Out to Henson, onto Barriston, wide. Barriston throws the ball back there, and Dave Perry has luckily got back there, and he's knocked the ball dead. So a bit of luck there, and I think you'll find that referee Menchin has picked up a forward pass there. So it is a scrum to go down, and it'll be a loose head and feed to the Wyong Kangaroos. So it's Garrettley to come up and feed the scrum here now. We're about a minute and a half out from half time. The Umina Bunnies leading 10 points to 6 on the Carleton scoreboard. So it's Garrettley to put the ball in now, and it's a Wyong ball. Garrettley goes himself on the blind side, but he's picked up there by Murray with the help of Barriston breaking from the scrum quickly. Garrettley plays the ball onto Adamo. Adamo decides to run from dummy half himself there. He's met by Scotty Murray. Up to play the ball now. Out to Garrettley. Garrettley onto Lockley. Lockley's met there by Connor with the help of Scott Murray. Lockley up to play the ball to Adamo. Adamo on to Jamie Lovett. Jamie straightens it up there. He's met by Connor and the help of the Henson there. Plays the ball out to Brezelnik. Brezelnik onto Phillips. Phillips onto Lanarn. Onto Dave Perry. Perry decides to go for a scoot here, but he's picked up there fairly easily by Ian Blyton and Christo DeLue. He plays the ball back to Phillips. Phillips onto Brezelnik. Brezelnik onto Garrettley. Garrettley onto Barrett. Barrett's caught again. He gets the ball out to Garrettley. Garrettley decides to put the kick through. He's down to Tony Peters there. Garrettley's coming through fairly quickly. Picks up Peters but slides off him and Peters it away. He's met there in a crushing bone tackle again by Craig Murray with the help of Dave Barrett. Gets up to play the ball. Billy Millett Martin into dummy half. Out to Blyton. Blyton on to... no, Blyton's tackled there by Murray. Gets up and plays it to Henson. On to Nathan Gray. Murray comes again, but Harris gets him over the top with the help of Pete Lanarn. So we've got about 7 seconds to go in the first half here as Gray picks up the ball now. Out to Henson. Gets it back to Craig Murray. Murray decides he's going to have a run, and he's met there by Johnston with the help of Craig Murray. It's Pender into dummy half. He gets the ball now. He runs from dummy half, and he's met there with another bone crusher by Craig Murray again and Adamo. They're only about 2 metres short of the halfway line. Out to Henson. Henson on to Tony Peters. He said, let's get out of here. Puts a kick in, and it's going out there to Dave Perry. Perry picks it up, takes Adam Campbell on, beats Campbell, but is hit there with a beautiful tackle by Boriston, probably about 12 metres out from their line. Out to Bresnanek. Bresnanek on to Phillips. Phillips on to Barrett. Barrett gets the ball on to Bevan. He decides to put his ears back, but he's picked up fairly quickly there by Blyton. Out to Phillips. On to Lockley. Lockley looks for somebody with him. He's met there in a good tackle by Billy Martin with the help of Ian Blyton. Back to Adamo. Adamo runs from dummy half. He's met there by Pender and coming over the top Blyton. They're about 6 metres short of the halfway. Out to Garrettley. Garrettley on to... coming through there, Craig Murray. Craig Murray's lost the ball. Burriston picks the ball up, so it's a Yoina ball now. Burriston back to Henson. 6 to go. Adam O'Neill's in there, and he decides to take a bit of pressure off for the forwards there. And into dummy half, it's Henson at O'Neill to get up slowly there to play the ball. Gets it back to Connor. Connor on to... he's met there with... a tackle by Dave Barrett with the help of Lockley. Out to Henson. Henson plays the ball back to Peters. Peters up the centre there and nearly got out of the tackle, but Dave Barrett's came again. And it's back to Henson now on the last tackle. Byton, lucky to pick that ball up. Gets it back to Burriston. Burriston gets it out to Pender. Pender on to Connor. Connor gets it out to Henson. Henson throws it wide to Nathan Gray. Nathan Gray trying to straighten the attack up. He's looking for a runner. He picks up a runner in Craig Hatch, and Craig Hatch is in under the post, and that is 14 points to 6 here at Graham Park.
That try coming virtually right on half-time. It shouldn't be far away before the half-time whistle sounds. 14-6 now, starting to go away with it now, your minor, Steve.
Yeah, Wyong is starting to get tired, and it's only understandable under these circumstances. It's very warm out here, and your minor kept the ball alive, and it just opened up at the end there, and it's a great angle run by the centre, Craig Hatch, to get on the angle and score under the post, mate.
OK, Brisbane leading Manly by 4 points to 0 in the Sydney Rugby League. Half-time has sounded here at Graham Park. 14 points to 6 with a kick to be taken by Scott Murray. This kick is right in front. You should get this. That try coming right on half-time to Craig Hatch. We'll be going to a break. In fact, after the kick, we'll stay with this kick. In the meantime, we'll go out to Adelaide Street Oval for a score in the Australian rules. Glenn Armstrong.
We're going on with it a bit here. 6-2, 38 over Batto Bay, 2-4, 16.
OK, how long in the game are we, Scoop?
We're probably about 20 minutes away from half-time here, and although Batto Bay have had a fair bit of possession, they haven't been able to convert, whereas Terrigal have got the goals on the board, and we'll see what happens in the rest of this quarter. OK, thank you very much, Glenn Armstrong, out there at Adelaide Street Oval for the grand final in the Australian rules this afternoon. Scott Murray taking a lot of time with this kick. Let's go through the first half scorers. For your minor, tries to Billy Martin in the 4th minute, Adam O'Neill in the 27th minute, and Craig Hatch right on half-time. Scott Murray has kicked 1 from 3 so far, moving in now for his 4th attempt of the afternoon. Wyong 6 points, a try to Lenny Bevan, and Corey Garrettley converted that. 1 from 1 for him. Mark Bresnanek has missed with 2 shots at goal. Here's Scott Murray now moving in, the captain of this Umina side, leading 14-6 on the Carleton scoreboard in the grand final here. And he struck that without any trouble at all. At half-time, it is 16 points to 6. We'll take a break and be back with the second half very shortly.
Welcome back to the second half of the Carleton Premiership Grand Final. Score at half time is Umina 16, Wyong 6.
And back here at Graham Park, both teams coming back onto the field. Coast Rock FM, who are taking the call with us, will be joining us in a couple of minutes' time. In the meantime, play just about set to restart here, the second half of the 1994 Carleton Central Coast Rugby League Grand Final. Beautiful day here at Graham Park, 28 today's expected top. Could have even got a little bit warmer than that. Certainly plenty of blue sky and sun out this afternoon, and a big crowd here to witness the Grand Final this afternoon. 40 minutes left in the 1994 season as we restart play here. Menchin just looking for the timekeepers. And we should be set for a start very shortly. The Wyong players coming back on the bench. No doubt interesting to hear what Stewart Bocking's got to say when he joins us in a couple of minutes' time as to what the coaches had to say at half-time. Menchin, no signals time on in the second half. It's kicked off now by Murray. He puts that kick deep into Umina territory, comes out to Henson. Henson gets the pass away to O'Neill now, and O'Neill's brought to ground 30 metres out from the line. Gets up and plays the ball out. It goes now to Henson, and it goes there to Geyer. I think you'll find it is. He's lost the ball, and Wyong coming in with possession. Coming up with that ball there. Oh, did a knee go in there? It was Mark Vanderstock. He has it 30 out. Out it goes now to Dave Barrett. He's put the headgear on at half-time. Out it goes now to Vanderstock once again, and he takes the ball 30 metres out from the Umina line. At half-time score, Umina 16, leading Wyong 6. Out it goes now to Dougie Edwards. Caught there by Mick Connor, and he's brought to ground 18 metres out from the line. Gets up and plays the ball. Out it goes now to Brezelnik. Brezelnik, out it goes now to the 4, that's Lovett. Lovett throws the pass back. It's picked up there by Vanderstock. Scrappy play. In fact, Vanderstock didn't get it the second time around. Dougie Edwards cleans up the beans for Wyong. Gets up now. It goes to Adamo. Adamo. On it goes now. Out it goes to Lock. That's the captain in Matt Harris. And Harris is brought to ground. He'll play it 30 metres out. Out it goes now. Goes away to Peter Johnson. Johnson to Adamo. Adamo out now to Dave Barrett. Then all that far out Wyong. They've got numbers to the left. It goes to Brezelnik. They've got the overlap. It goes to Lovett. Is Lovett over? He's very close. Lovett's in to score a try. Lovett's in to score a try. And that makes it 16-10 with a kick to come.
Yeah, Jamie Lovett could have taken the other option. They had the overlap. He's come back in. He's beat his man on the inside, and he's scored the try. How did you see that, Steve?
Yeah, they come from the state, the minor state. I think it was Geyer, loose ball, and Wyong pounced on it, and I tell you what, that's just what they needed. They're backing right in this game up to their ears.
Okay, back now on Coast Rock. They've joined us back here in the second half. Wyong in to score a try. Jamie Lovett's gone in to score the opening minute of the second half. That now makes it 16-10 with a kick to come. Good work, Jacob Wyong. Good start in the second half.
Certainly was. The ball went wide. Jamie Lovett had somebody outside him, drew the Umina winger in, has decided to come inside and has beat his man, and he's scored that try. Down to the sideline, Steve Bocking.
All right, yes, indeed. Thank you for that. Well, both coaches at half-time, we've been into the sheds. As far as Rip Taylor is concerned with Wyong, that is exactly what he was after. He said it was up to them. As far as he's concerned, they've had the bulk of the ball. That's Umina. They've had the bulk of the field position. He felt the tide had to turn, but it's up to the Wyong boys to turn it. He's looking for his players not to take on, as we see that goal converted there by Wyong. So that'll move the score on now to 16 points to 12 in favour of Umina. And he was looking for his players to move up as a single line, not concentrate on Mark Geyer. He feels they're giving away too many easy yards by concentrating on him too much. They're looking for a much bigger effort and also looking to put the ball a bit higher in this second half with the sun in the eyes of Umina. As far as Umina's coach Paul Young is concerned, maybe it's a different story now after that try, but he felt they don't have to score any more tries to win, play basically a defensive game and let Mark Geyer do all the bollocking work. So it'll be interesting to see how that pans out.
Okay, thank you very much, Stewart Bocking on the touchline. That try coming right in the opening minute of the second half, 16-12. We've got a big finish now in the Carleton Grand Final. Still 37 minutes to go. Out it goes now to Jamie Lovett, who scored that try just a moment ago, and he's brought to ground about 15 metres his side of halfway. Out it goes now to Adamo. Adamo gets the pass away now to Peter Johnson. Got away from one but can't get away from Billy Martin, and he's lost that ball. Got to play the knock on. In fact, they'll play the advantage. Henson comes up with it now. It goes to Geyer. They're on halfway, Umina. Out it goes now to Gray, and Gray gets to within 38 metres out from the Wyong line on the Leagues Club side of the ground. Gets up and plays the ball now. Umina, they swing to the left. O'Neill the Geyer, back to O'Neill. Comes in back on the inside. He's met pretty hard in the tackle, offloads. Out it goes now. Big run there from Tony Peters. And Tony Peters still going. He got away from Adamo. Now Adamo comes back and gets him again. And he'll get up and play the ball right in centre field. 25 metres out. Out it goes to Henson. Henson on to Murray. Murray away to Geyer. Geyer gets the pass away to Burriston. And Burriston's brought to ground about 18 metres out from the line. Gets up and plays it now. Out it goes to Geyer. Geyer on that Leeds Club side of the ground. Out it goes now to Peters. Peters gets to within 11 metres out from the Wyong line. Brought to ground by Corey Garrettley. Gets up and plays it now to Henson. Henson gets it away on the bursters. Gary Pender. Pender's met there by Richard Phillips on the last tackle. They're only 5 metres out, Umina. Watch for the kick. It goes to Henson. Puts the grubber through. Coming through very quickly. Henson's in to score. Mark Henson's gone in to score a try. That makes it 20-12. A good comeback from Wyong. But now Umina's in, Jacko.
Yeah, as Steve was saying earlier, they're letting Mark Henson run. It's proved again. He's put that run from dummy half in, and Wyong, they've got no return. Umina score again.
Tough bloke to stop this guy, Mark Henson, Steve.
Yeah, he's very dangerous with the ball in his hands. He's I think, going to pass with someone running onto it, but the Wyong guys never come off the line there and put any pressure on him, so he went to the line and put the kick through and showed a pretty fair bit of pace for a hooker to score. But once again, it came from the Wyong mistake, and they had to consolidate there and get a good six rucks and chase, but they've dropped the ball on about the third or fourth tackle, and Umina have taken advantage of it.
And they could pay dilly for that too. The Wyong Kangaroos will be joined Stewart Bocking on the touchline.
Yes, thanks for that, Greg. It's interesting to hear those thoughts of Steve, because that is exactly what Rip Taylor was saying at half-time as far as Wyong is concerned. He feels that most of the tries that Umina has scored this afternoon have basically been sponsored by Wyong. He feels that they're contributing to their own downfall. And as Steve says there again, we see Wyong just sort of going to sleep just as they did before half-time, and Umina getting over, and very vital to kick back so early.
Scott Murray about to take this shot at goal. 25 metres out from the line. He's about 10 metres in from touch. 2 from 4 so far for the skipper of the Umina Bunnies, Scott Murray. 20-12 with a kick to come. It'll put Umina further in front as we head out to Adelaide Street Oval for a score on the Australian rules. Glenn Armstrong.
Half time here now at Adelaide Street, and Terrigal got on with it in that second quarter. They kicked 4 goals. Bato Bay didn't kick one single goal. The score now 8-4-52 over Bato Bay 2-6-18.
Okay, thank you very much, Glenn Armstrong, out there covering the Australian rules for us this afternoon. The big one there at Adelaide Street Oval in Tumbayumby. Here's Scott Murray, a guy that really does not rush his kicks. Takes a lot of time. A guy that played a bit at Penrith, Steve.
Yeah, he's a pretty handy player, Scotty. He plays 80 minutes. He's an 80-minute footballer, and he's always there as he moves in.
He's struck that reasonably well. Comes across, but it is waved away. And the score remains here at Graham Park. Umina leading Wyong in the Carleton Grand Final by 20-12. We still have 33 minutes to go in this second half. The half-time score 16-6. An early try to Wyong in the second half. Henson responding for Umina. 20-12. The Carleton Grand Final at Graham Park as Peter Johnson brings the ball back for a restart.
Righto, it's Peter Johnson to restart here. Referee Menchin blows time on. Johnson moving back now to put the ball in the air. Puts the ball in the air, and it's going down towards that man again. Mark Henson gives it out to Gary Pender. Gary Pender straightens straight up the attack there, met by Dave Barrett with the help of Vanderstock. Plays it back to Geyer. Geyer on the burst there is tackled by Vanderstock again, and coming in there is Simon Adamo. So it's Geyer to get up to play the ball to Henson. Henson gets the ball out to Christo DeLu. He's met there by Peter Johnson with the help of Matty Harris. Plays the ball back to Henson. Henson onto Connor on the burst. He's met there by Corey Garrett. He's only about 2 or 3 metres his side of the halfway line. Back to Henson. Henson onto Scott Murray. Scott Murray decides to put the kick in. Oh, Bresnick's knocked that backwards, Menchin said. He's taken there by Christo DeLu and Mick Connor over the top, over to Phillips. Phillips onto Dave Perry. Dave Perry decides to have a run there, but he's met by Henson and Mark Geyer. Plays it back to Adamo. Adamo onto Barrett. Barrett takes the ball probably a metre over the halfway mark there, plays it out to Adamo. Adamo out to Dougie Edwards. Dougie Edwards met there by Billy Martin with the help of Mick Connor. It's Dougie Edwards to play the ball back to Adamo. Adamo back to Peter Johnson. Johnson back to Dave Barrett. And Dave Barrett, I think you'll find as a forward pass there that referee Menchin has found.
Stewart Bocking on the touchline.
Yeah, thanks, Greg. Obviously a sign of both the intensity of this match and also the heat this afternoon. Only a couple of minutes into the second half, and already this is the highest scoring of the 4 matches we've seen this afternoon.
Certainly is, and there could be some more scoring too. Still plenty of time left. 31 minutes on the clock in the Carleton Grand Final. Scrum Wendy Umina. Here's Tony Peters on halfway. He's met there by Dave Barrett coming over the top. Simon Adamo gets up and plays the ball. Now it's Henson interacting half. Had a very good game this afternoon. Out it goes to Mick Connor. Connor's still going, and he's brought to ground 38 metres out from the line. Gets up and plays the ball. Now it's Henson interacting half. Out it goes to Murray. Murray on there to mark Geyer. Geyer can't get away from Breselnick, the smallest guy on the field. Tackling the biggest guy on the field, Mark Geyer. Doug Edwards in to give Breselnick a hand. Gets up and plays it. They're on the Leeds Club side of the ground, 32 out. On it goes to Murray. Murray out now. On it goes. That was a terrible pass. Nathan Gray couldn't handle that. So you might have come back at 6 more tackles, in fact. 6 more tackles, that's good from your minor point of view. Coming up with it, Adam Campbell for your minor. They've lost a lot of ground though, they're 40 out. Out it goes now to Tony Peters. He's met there by Vanderstock and also Corey Garrettley. Gets up and plays the ball now. It's Mark Henson in at acting half. Peters yet to get to his feet. Now he gets to his feet. Gets up and plays the ball. Out it goes now to Billy Martin. Scored the first try in the match here this afternoon. He's wrapped up there by Craig Murray. Among others, Dave Barrett and also Mark Vanderstock. On it goes now to Henson. Henson onto Murray. Murray goes himself, finds a little gap, got away from one, still going. Gets to the 22. Still charging forward, Scott Murray on that far side of the ground, the Leeds Club side of the ground. Gets up and plays it now. It goes to Henson. Henson away now to Gray. Gray comes back in on the inside and he's met there by the Wyong defence. In there was Mark Vanderstock. Gets up and plays the ball. On it goes. Henson out of dummy half. Long floating pass. It goes out to Adam O'Neill. Has he got number 2? He has. Swan dive once again. O'Neill in for number 2 and that makes it 24-12. And Umina running away with this second half. Great try there to Umina. Great try.
Nothing doing there, and Adam O'Neill really made something of that. He just showed a lot of pace and got on the outside of his opposite winger.
Great try there. We'll take a break and be back with more. The Carleton Grand Final at Graham Park.
Okay. I'll tell you, Greg, when to come back. I'll listen for Coast Rock's play-in. So South is just going to have a bit of music playing as a bed until we throw back to you, okay?
Wyong Roos in all 3 grades in today's grand finals. Carleton celebrated tackles Hypo. Open for action with a big night of celebration right after the big games. And tickets are now on sale for Board Crash Opera live on stage Friday, September.
Paul, how long before we come out of the break, mate?
It's the difference at Wyong League's Club tonight. For members and guests, Lakehaven Drive, Canberra. Proud sponsors of the Carleton Central Coast Rugby League Grand Final. On 2CCC FM.
13.
Jay's Travel Gosford and a great holiday package from Ansett Australia. 5 nights on the Gold Coast from only $319. 5 nights in tropical Cairns from just $549. Or experience a new culture with 7 nights.
Okay, Greg.
From just $939. All packages include airfare and accommodation.
Got it, mate.
So what are you waiting for?
Okay, kick unsuccessful here at Graham Park. And the score remains 24-12 on the scoreboard here at Graham Park. Maybe the bird has flown. Umina 2 quick tries and lead by 24 points to 12 as we go down to the touchline. Stewart Bocking.
Yes, thanks for that. I notice down here on the sideline, Dean Amos starting to warm up here. I'm not quite sure who they've got their eye on to replace Wyong, but I'll tell you what, the Wyong bench looking very dejected at the moment.
They certainly are, Stewart. Dean Amos, only a young bloke, 18 years of age. He's played a bit of first-grade football and a guy with a lot of pace and a lot of fire, and that might be one of the guys they're looking to bring some more spark back into the game. As here they come, Adam O'Neill, he scored 2 tries for Umina this afternoon. Gets up and plays the ball. Out it goes to Henson. Henson away now to Burriston. Burriston running across field. He's going nowhere though. He's met by the Wyong defence. 24 points to 12. 26 minutes to go in the Carleton Grand Final from Graham Park. Out it goes now to Billy Martin. Billy Martin playing against his old club. Forward to ground 10 metres his side of halfway. There's a penalty. Hasn't been a lot of penalties in the game so far. Both teams have kept fairly well, but there's a high shot. He's pointing out to one of the Wyong players, Jacko, a high shot on Umina.
Yeah, Pete Johnson a bit high there, so he's penalised them.
And Umina will kick for touch, no doubt, on the grandstand touchline side of the ground. Brisbane leading Manly by 6 points to 4 in the league. Scott Murray kicking for touch. In fact, that's heading straight towards our commentary point here. And Umina to restart now. They've missed the kick there, Manly, so it remains 6-4. Here's Umina in possession though now. 38 metres out to the line. They lead by 24 points to 12. Out it goes now to Mick Connor. Mick Connor driven back in the tackle there by Doug Edwards. He's a guy that hasn't given up. Mark Vanderstock also in there to assist. Out it goes to Henson. Henson out now to Campbell. Campbell on now to Burriston. Burriston looks to offload, but he can't. He's met there by the Wyong defence, and he'll play the ball 30 metres out to the Wyong line. Out it goes now to Henson. Henson gets it away now. That goes to Nathan Gray. He gets to the 22 and he's brought to ground. Wrapped up there by Corey Garrettley. Gets up and plays the ball. Goes himself, no marker. With the ball there now is Campbell. Campbell. The ball's gone on the deck. It's dived on there by Craig Hatch. It's gone into touch. The ball has gone into touch, and a scrum will go down now 10 metres out from the Wyong line.
Yeah, he's going to play the knock on there to Wyong, so it'll be a loose head and feed to the Umina Bunnies 10 metres out from the line. We've got 25 minutes to go here at Graham Park in the Carleton Grand Final, and it's 24 points to 12. It's a Umina win. It's out to Murray. Murray on to Campbell. He's tackled there by Corey Garrettley. Plays the ball out to Murray. Murray on to Martin. Martin takes it up there and is met by Matty Harris with the help of Dave Barrett and Corey Garrettley. He's only about 3 or 4 metres to the line. Henson again. He tries to dart from dummy half. He's pulled down a metre short of the line. He gets up to play the ball. Connor into dummy half. Geyer throws the ball out wide there, and it is picked up by Dave Perry, but I think you'll find it was a knock-on. But Gary Pender's come up with 6 to go again. So it's Davies into dummy half, out to Mick Connor. Mick Connor tries to straighten it up. Is met there by Peter Johnston with the help of Corey Garrettley. Peter Davies gets out of the road there. It's out to Henson. Henson on to Scotty Murray. Scotty Murray has a dart himself, and he's scored about a metre the other side of the goal post at the bowling club end here at Graham Park. So that is... after 24 minutes to go, it's 28 to Umina, 12 to Wyong.
Well, is that the ball game, Steve Carter?
Oh, I think that Wyong have got to really hit back very quickly, but how long to go? So 24 minutes to go. Anything could happen in that sort of time, but I tell you what, Umina are well on top at the moment. The Wyong defensive line rushed up outside because they knew they were short with numbers, and Scotty Murray, he just dummied and went himself. It's a good try, good individual effort.
Certainly was having a good game. Scott Murray 28 to 12 now on the board as we go down to the touchline. Stewart Bocking.
Yeah, thanks. That's exactly what Wyong coach Rip Taylor didn't want to see. He was saying at half-time that Wyong definitely had to make the most of their opportunities. If there was lost possession by Umina, they had to jump on it. They had the chance down there in the corner. They came up with a knock-on, and as a result, we know the result now. Umina in for another try.
They certainly are, as I said, 28 points to 12 with a kick to come. 6 tries they've scored this afternoon. A lot of points there scored by the Umina Bunnies, and they're doing it very nicely this afternoon.
Greg, I'm just wondering, Craig Murray never come out for the second half. Would that be due to injury, or because he was probably the best player on the field along with the Umina hooker? I can see him sitting on down the bench here. I don't know whether there's injury or not, because he was really strong in that first half.
We might get Stewart on the touchline to check up with that, in fact, Steve. Good point that you make there. Don't know what's happened with Craig Murray, a very consistent player, top tackler as well in that first half, and they're missing him out there in the second half, no doubt. Here's Scott Murray about to take the shot at goal. Following this kick, we'll go out to Adelaide Street with an update in the Australian rules. That kick is successful, and there's more points on the board for Umina as they run away with this game now. That makes it 30 points to 12 in the grand final from Graham Park. As we head out to Adelaide Street Oval, Glenn Armstrong.
Third quarter just underway now, and that half-time score hasn't changed all that much. Terrigal 8, 5.53. Have a lead of about 5 goals over Baddo Bay, 2-6-18.
Okay, down to the touchline once again, Stewart Bocking.
Yeah, just quickly, a replacement there for Umina. Gary Pender has been replaced by Chris Christo in number 17.
Okay, thank you very much. I noticed Dean Amos was on the touchline. We should see him on the field. In fact, Dean Amos is on the field now for Wyong. Here they are, though, in possession. He's come on, in fact, for Simon Adamo. Thank you very much, Jacko. He's left the field. Billy Martin drops the beans, knocks that back. Picked up there by Tony Peters. It is a knock on, though. They too can make mistakes despite being in front by 30 points to 12. A scrum to go down, Jacko. 30 out from the minor line.
Yeah, Wyong have to score next to even be in this game. I know we've got 21 minutes to go, but Wyong need to score now.
They certainly do, and it comes out their way. Corey Garrettley, they head over towards the Leagues Club side of the ground. It's with the captain, Matt Harris. He's met there by Mark Geyer and brought to ground 20 metres out from the line. Gets up and plays the ball now. Out it goes to Mark Vanderstock. Vanderstock swings out of one, still going. Now he's brought to ground on that far side of the ground. Gets up and plays the ball to Brezelnick. Brezelnick away now to Peter Johnson. Peter Johnson surging towards the line, but he's brought to ground there, and he'll get up and play it. Wrapped up by Burriston and Connor. Out it goes now. They go to the right, back to the left. It goes now to Doug Edwards, and Doug Edwards charging towards the line. They're about 10 metres or so out to the line. And it goes to Brezelnick. Long floating pass. It goes out to Phillips. He gets the pass away now to Dave Barrett. And Dave Barrett's brought to ground on the last tackle. They're just to the right hand up, right about 10 metres out. Out they go to the right once again. Here's Peter Lanarn. Lanarn, he's met there by Peter Davies. He's got some power in him though, Lanarn. And he's brought to ground. This will be a changeover. And you're minded to come up with possession. 10 metres out. But there's a penalty though.
Yeah, he's pulled. He's swinging arm from Pete Davies, so it's a penalty to Wyong.
Okay, they've taken the quick tap. They need points, Jacko. They throw it wide. Now it goes out to Lenny Bevan, but he's met there by Adam O'Neill. He's had a good game, Adam, and he was right around the legs there of Lenny Bevan, swung him to ground. They still go, though, forward. Here's Vanderstock surging towards the line. Tony Peters stops his progress, along with Mick Connor. He'll get up and play the ball now. They're not all that far out to the line, watching on the monitor here. Gets up, they go to the right, it goes away to Doug Edwards. Edwards getting very close to the line, wrapped up there by Chris Christodoulou. And it goes to Corey Garrettley. Corey Garrettley now running towards the post, offloads. He finds Dave Barrett. Dave Barrett is in to score. Dave Barrett's in to score a try. That makes it 30 points to 16. Wyong get a try. They'll need to score a lot more if they want to come back.
Certainly will. Corey run there. See if Dave had the call from Dave on inside, got the ball back into him. Dave's finished it off, but they need to keep going on with it.
And they had to score next, Steve. Dave Barrett scored for Wyong, puts them 14 behind.
Yeah, they did. That was nearly identical to the previous Umina try. They were deep, set out to the right, and the Umina guys come up, and Corey Garrettley did well, dummy, and went himself and found the support of Dave Barrett inside, which he backed up very well and barged over the line.
Make it 30 points to 16 with a kick to come as we go down to the touchline and join Stewart Bocking.
Yeah, thanks for that, Greg. Well, on Steve's earlier point, we noticed now Craig Murray just going back on. He just ran out a little bit of puff there. He's replaced Mark Vanderstock, number 15 for Wyong, as we see that kick successful there. And also Dave Barrett, there was some concern about him at half-time. He had a nasty gash over his right head, the reason he's in the headwear for the second half.
Okay, thanks very much for that. No word on Craig Murray's injury, why he's off the field?
No, he's just back on, I'm sorry. Okay. He's replaced Mark Vanderstock, and he's just run out of puff, and they've given him a rest, and he's back on now.
Yeah, done a lot of work in the first half as Craig Murray. Thanks very much for that, Stewart, on the touchline. Here's Umina in no hurry to restart. They lead by 30 points to 18. 19 minutes left on the clock. Quickly out to Adelaide Street Oval, scoring the Australian rules, Glenn Armstrong.
Blade 6, Batto Bay 2-6.
Okay, thank you very much, Scoop. Here's Scott Murray about to restart play now. 19 minutes left in the 1994 Carleton Central Coast Grand Final under beautiful conditions here in front of a big crowd at Graham Park. That's a big kick too from Murray. Knocked back there by Richard Phillips. He gets it away now to Dean Amos. Dean Amos gets up to within 8 metres out to the line, and he's wrapped up there by Mark Henson. Out it goes to Richard Phillips. Phillips gets a pass away now to Dave Perry. Perry spins in the tackle. He's brought to ground 15 metres out. Caught there by Davies. Gets up and plays it now. It goes out now to Garrettley. Garrettley away now to Jamie Lovett. He's brought to ground by Burris and offloads out to Peter Lanarn. Spins, gets away from one. Now he's brought to ground by Nathan Gray. Davies and over the top. Oh, late tackle there on Peter Davies. And there's a penalty to Umina. He's going to call out Peter Davies, Jacko.
Oh, he's got to, Greg. He's not out there to play football. He's out there to injure people. You know, Pete, you come up here to play football, you've got to play it.
They'd been coming for a while. He'd been throwing loose arms everywhere, and they just had to come. He was skating on thin ice there.
When this guy settles down, he's a good footballer, Steve, but he does a lot of silly things and gives away silly penalties. Things like that, not in the game.
Yeah, sure, especially in grand finals. You don't need that sort of stuff.
Kel Menchin having a chat to him now. Billy Martin also out there listening to what Kel's got to say. And notice Billy Martin's having a few words to Peter Davies as well. Getting very fiery down there. 30 points to 18. 16-6 it was here at half-time. And we still have 17 minutes to go in the grand final. The penalty will go to Wyong, no doubt about that. And Richard Phillips will kick the touch on the grandstand touchline. Wyong should come up with possession at around about halfway as Phillips strikes that with his left boot. That's a pretty good kick. That's a big towering kick from Richard Phillips. And they'll just get into Umina territory and restart play. 49 out. And it goes to Garrettley. Garrettley away now. Got the pass away now to Dave Perry. And Dave Perry is still going. And he'll play the ball 35 metres out from the Umina line. Gets up and plays it now. It goes to Brezelnick. Brezelnick gets the pass away now to Peter Johnson. And Peter Johnson's brought to ground. Gets up and plays the ball now. It goes away to Corey Garrettley. Garrettley away now to Dougie Edwards. Dougie Edwards is still going. And he's brought to ground 30 metres out from the line. Gets up and plays the ball now. Goes away to Mark Brezelnick. They swing to the left. It goes to Corey Garrettley. Garrettley away now to Phillips. Phillips out now to Peter Lanarn. And he's met there by Adam Campbell on that far side of the ground, the lead club side of the ground, about 25 metres out. Out it goes now to Garrettley. A long pass out to Harris. Harris tried to get the pass away. He did, in fact, to Craig Murray, who juggled that ball. And I think you'll find your Minor come up with possession. Yes, they do. And Chris Christodoulou has the ball. 25 out. Out it goes to Henson. We're looking to a man to the match very shortly, fellas. I know Henson must be a standout. One player that's played very well this afternoon. Gets up and plays the ball now. It's Barry interconnecting half. Out it goes now as they come upfield to Minor, and they'll get up and restart play. That was Nathan Gray that was caught there. He'll get up and play the ball 30 metres out to the line. There's a penalty there going to your Minor, and that's against Craig Murray holding the tackle player.
Yes, Craig's put it a little bit of a trip there, so it's Tony Peters to take a kick for the line as we go down to the touchline to join Stewart Bocking.
Yes, thanks for that. We've just had a couple of replacements there. Doug Edwards has just come up for Wyong limping. He looks to have a fairly bad ankle injury. Mark Vanderstock has replaced him. Chris Barry is on for Scott Murray for your Minor, and also Peter Davies for your Minor is off in the blood bin.
Okay, thank you very much, Stewart Bocking, as it goes out now to Mick Connor. Connor to get up and play the ball 42 metres out to the line, right in centre field.
Righto, it's Connor to play the ball out to Henson, on to Christodoulou. He's met there by Matty Harris with the help of Dave Barrett, and he's going to play the ball 30 metres out from the Wyong line. Plays it out to Henson, brings it wide to Geyer. Geyer looking for a runner. Who's met it. A beautiful tackle there by Pete Lanarn. He gets up to play the ball, pushes Lanarn out of the way, out to Henson, on to Gary Pender. Gary Pender comes straight through and gets the ball. Oh, terrific ball there to Chris Barry, and they're probably about 2 metres out from the line on the last tackle. Henson out to Adam Campbell. Adam Campbell throws the ball wide. It's picked up there by Christodoulou. He gives it to Tony Peters. Peters on to Hatch. Hatch back to Adam O'Neill. Adam O'Neill back to Tony Peters. He puts a little kick through, taken by Dean Amos. Dean decides to cart the ball up there, and there's a cream there in a beautiful tackle by Jason Barriston. Christodoulou has had a strike for the ball prematurely, so referee Menchin has penalised him.
Richard Phillips to kick for touch. Brisbane 12, Manly 4, kick to come. The Broncos running away with that sudden death football down there in Sydney. The Broncos leading the Sea Eagles. Here's Wyong in possession now, 25 out from their own line. It goes away to Mark Vanderstock. He gets to within 32 out from his own line. Now good run from Mark Vanderstock. Gets up and plays it now to Brezelnick. Brezelnick away to Barrett, quick hands. Barrett couldn't handle it, was picked up though. Brezelnick coming up with it for Wyong. Oh, he's having a go at Billy Martin. You don't do that, Mark Brezelnick. You come off second best, mate. The scrum should go down here. That was a knock on.
Yeah, knock on by Wyong there, and I think Wyong get on a little bit of a roll, and then something goes against them. They started to look a lot more positive with the ball probably 2 or 3 sets of 6 ago, and something goes against them there, knocked loose ball, and Rip Taylor wouldn't be happy with their ball control today. It's really cost them. Yeah,
they're not the side that performed so well against this same side, Umina, 2 weeks ago, Jacko.
No, nowhere near it, Greg.
Okay, a scrum win to Umina now, and they have the ball there. That's Gary Pender, and he's wrapped up, and he'll come up with possession. As we go down to the touchline, do we not? I see Ian Blyton there on the touchline. We get a tap on the shoulder, Stewart Bocking.
Yes, indeed, Greg. Interesting to note there, actually, that little tiff there between Billy Martin and also Mark Brezelnick, one of the smallest players on the field. The guy who actually moved in to break it all up, none other than Mark Geyer. So there you go. Not all bad, eh?
Certainly not Stewart Bocking. That kick unsuccessful down in Sydney. Brisbane leading Manly by 12 points to 4. Here's your Minor. Mark Henson went away to Geyer. Had to juggle that ball. Now he's got it. They're only 10 out from the Wyong line. 30 points to 18 here. Your Minor leading Wyong. 13 minutes left in the 1994 Carleton Grand Final. And it goes to Chris Barry. Barry out to Martin. Martin on the Campbell. Campbell away now to Burris. He's not that on. It's picked up by Wyong. And Peter Lanarn comes up with possession. And Wyong do come up with possession there. 20 metres out to the line. And it goes to Jamie Lovett. Lovett away now to Mark Vanderstock. He's met there by Burris and Billy Martin coming in to assist, and Vanderstock is tackled right on the 22-metre line. Gets up and plays the ball now out to Phillips. Phillips away now to Dave Barrett. Barrett backing on the inside, but he's wrapped up there by Mark Henson and Jason Barriston. Gets up and plays it now. It goes to Brezelnick. Brezelnick out now to Johnson. Geyer hits him with a bone rattler. Get up and play at 30 out. He's all right there, Johnson. Out it goes to Barrett. Barrett out now to Phillips. Phillips finds Peter Lanarn, but he's going nowhere, and he's met there by Gray. Offloads, dangerous pass, almost intercepted by Christodoulou, but Dean Amos has the ball there, 30 out. Out it goes now, Murray. Murray on to Phillips. Phillips out to Brezelnick, out to Corey Garrettley. Numbers out on the back line, they've got the numbers. Out it goes to Lenny Bevan, he's got a lot of pace, can't get away from Adam O'Neill. Finds Jamie Lovett back on the inside, throws that pass to anybody. Corey Garrettley has to go back and get it. He offloads now to Matt Harris. It's a hot potato out there as far as Wyong's concerned. Here's a break from Matt Harris. He gets to halfway. Harris still going, and he's wrapped up there by Billy Martin, 40 metres out. They ran around with that ball for a long time, Wyong. Here they are, last tackle, 40 out. Out it goes now to Richard Phillips. Are they going to run the football, Wyong? They are. Out it goes to Lanarn. Can he offload? It'll be a changeover. If he can't, he throws the ball to anybody. This will be a changeover, and Umina to come up with possession. Nathan Gray to restart, and he'll have the ball 30 metres out from the line. 30 points to 18 on the Carleton scoreboard. 11:35 left on the clock. It goes out now to Tony Peters coming across field. We normally see Tony Peters run hard and straight, running across field that time. Gets up and plays the ball now. It's Nathan Gray in an acting half. Down to Stewart Bocking shortly as it goes away to Mick Connor. He's wrapped up by Dave Barrett. Stewart Bocking on the touchline.
Yeah, it's interesting change there for Umina. They were looking for a big game in the second half for Mark Geyer, but he's just been replaced by Ian Blyton in number 15.
Okay, and while you're saying that, Stewart, Umina have lost the ball. Wyong coming up with it. Mark Vanderstock to play the ball. 40 metres out from the Umina line. Gets up and plays it now. Out it goes to Dave Barrett. Barrett out now to Murray. He's met there by Billy Martin. And he's, the ball's been lost. Dived on by a Wyong player. Mark Breselnick has that. I think you find they're going to play the knock on here. Scrum to go down, in fact. 40 out from the Umina line. Out to Adelaide Street Oval, scoring the Australian rules, Glenn Armstrong. Okay, we don't have scoop there. Scrum to go down, 40 out. Jacko, Umina in possession.
Yeah, so it's Campbell with the ball, gets it out to Nathan Gray. Nathan gets it out now to Craig Hatch, out wide to Adam O'Neill. Adam O'Neill takes Lenny Bevan on, but to Lenny's credit, he pulls him down 10 metres from the Wyong line. So it's Adam O'Neill to play the ball back to Hatch. Onto Barry, Barry onto Billy Martin. Billy Martin takes Dean Amos on, throws the ball anywhere. It's going to be picked up by, let's see, it's Nathan Gray. Nathan straightens the attack up there and has met 10 metres out from the Wyong line by Lenny Bevan. So it's Gray to get up and play the ball. Back to Henson. Henson onto Barriston. Barriston met there by Vanderstock, Murray, and with the help of Breselnick. So he gets up to play the ball now. Barriston to play the ball back to Henson. Henson onto Connor. Connor looking to get the ball away there, but there's tackled by Garrett Lee, and running from dummy half is Barrett. Henson again. It's back to Tony Peters for a field goal, and it looks as though it's there. So it's 31 points to 18 on the Carleton scoreboard. We've got 9.5 minutes to go here at Graham Park.
Gives them that 13-point buffer now, Steve. If Wyong would now have to score 3 times in 9 minutes. Looks unlikely now. Umina looking premiers.
Yeah, Wyong were hanging in there, but they were unable to get the ball down to the rapid Umina's end of the field, and it's going to find it very hard now. That'd really just about wrap it up for them, I'd say.
Certainly will. We'll have our man of the match announced very shortly as well. No doubt picking up the Schweppes pack. Also the man of the match shirt as well. We'll have that for you very shortly. Here's Mick Connor now coming towards the halfway line. He's wrapped up there, brought to ground by Murray and Breselnick. Gets up and plays it now. Out it goes to Henson. He's had a good game this afternoon. They keep going up the front now. It goes to Gary Pender, and Gary Pender's brought to ground 45 metres out to the line. Down to Stewart Bocking on the touchline very shortly. And it goes now to Mick Connor. Connor still going, Mick Connor. And he's wrapped up now by Mark Vanderstock, 28 metres out from the line. 31 points to 18. Umina leading Wyong in the Carleton Grand Final here. 8 minutes left on the clock. Out it goes now to Nathan Gray. Throws the pass away now. Out it goes there to Craig Hatch. Still going. Now he's brought to ground. Get up and play it now. 12 metres out to the line on the Leagues Club side of the ground. In an acting half is Ian Blyton. They swing to the left, Umina. Out it goes now to the captain. He's going to have a shot at field goal, Scott Murray. He says, I'll have a go at this. And that's over as well. There's another field goal. And that makes it 32 points to 18. Down to the touchline, Stewart Bocking. Field goal seemed to be the order in the last 10 minutes.
Yes, indeed. And Scott Murray doing a straight swap there with Chris Barry coming on for Umina. I notice a number of the Umina players starting to try and suss out just how long is left in that match. Obviously, a few tired bodies out there, and they're hoping these minutes whittle away as quickly as they possibly can.
Yeah, just under 8 minutes to go in the match. 32 points to 18. The half-time score was 16-6. Umina really running away with it. Wyong did score that try early in the second half, but it's been all Umina from there, and they'll walk away premiers in the 1994 Carleton Premiership. Short kick-off taken by Wyong. Lanarn coming through very quickly. They come up with it too in the form of Dave Perry, so Wyong back in possession. Out it goes now to Corey Garrett. It was touched by a Umina player, 6 to go. Out it goes now to Dean Amos. This guy does a little weaving run, and he's wrapped up now. Get up and play the ball. 30 metres out. Out it goes to Dave Barrett. Barrett out to Breselnick. Breselnick sees a little opening. It closes very quickly, and he's brought to ground there by Scott Murray. Get up and play the ball. Virtually 30 metres out. They're not really going all that far forward. Wyong gets up and plays it now. It goes to Dave Barrett. Out it goes now to Craig Murray, and Murray's bought the ground there. In fact, that was Peter Johnson that was bought to ground. Gets up and plays the ball now. It goes away to Garrett Lee. Garrett Lee out now to Dave Barrett. Barrett back in on the inside. And he's driven back in that tackle. Managed to offload. Murray came up with that. They're still throwing, and it goes out to Lenny Bevan, but he spills the beans, goes into touch, and a scrum will go down 10 metres out from the minor line. Loose head and feed to the Bunnies. They tried something out wide there, Jacko. Bevan couldn't handle.
Yeah, unfortunately for Lenny, couldn't contain the ball, so it's gone into touch, and we've only got 6.5 minutes to go.
Stewart Bocking on the touchline.
Yeah, thanks, Greg. I tell you what, Chris Barry's head must be spinning as quick as he comes off. He's back on again. He's back on there now, and he's replaced Gary Pender, number 13 for Umina.
Okay, fellas, looking for a man of the match. Steve Carter, we might give you the honours this afternoon. Who would you give it to?
I think it's very hard to go past the Umina hooker. He's played tremendous in the first half, and he was there when they struggled and made good yards for him. And although a little bit quieter in the second half, but he's still been out there making good yards and leading the side around the paddock.
Okay, 6 minutes to go, and our man of the match this afternoon, Mark Henson. Stewart Bocking will be talking to him right after the full-time siren. Umina in possession now, getting up and playing the ball. They're about 20 out from their own line. And it goes to Campbell. Campbell away now to Mick Connor, and Mick Connor's brought to ground there by Dave Barrett, 25 metres out from the Umina line. 32 points to 18, Umina leading Wyong. We've got 5.5 minutes left in the 1994 Carleton Central Coast Rugby League Grand Final. Live and exclusive here on Graham Park. Just enjoying the call. And it goes now to Henson. Henson puts the kick in across. Henson puts the kick in downfield there. Lenny Bevan coming in to pick it up. Oh, he knocked that on? No, it's been hit his foot, in fact. Now he gets up and is brought to ground, 40 metres out from the line on the Leeds Club side of the ground. Get a bit of cramp, Lenny Bevan getting very slowly to his feet. He finds Dean Amos. Out it goes now to Garrett Lee. Garrett Lee away now to Dave Barrett. Barrett coming back into the centre field there, getting up and playing the ball. Out it goes to Breslin. Breslin away now to Matt Harris. Harris offloads to Dave Barrett once again, and he's met there by Burriston and also Adam Campbell. Gets up and plays the ball. He's right on halfway, right in centre field. The back's being middle of the ground. Out it goes now to Mark Vanderstock. Vanderstock still going. Got away from one. Now he's brought to ground. 40 metres out from the Umina line, right in centre field. Out it goes now to Breslin as they swing to the left. Goes away to Corey Garrett Lee. Tries a little chip through. And this will be cleaned up, though, by Umina. In fact, they come up with possession. In fact, we'll do Wyong have it. No, Wyong have that ball. Wyong have it. It goes away now to Lenny Bevan. Lenny Bevan on that Leeds Club side of the ground. And he's brought to ground. Not that far away from that touchline. Out it goes. They go to the right now. Out it goes to Breslin. Breslin puts the up and under through. Wyong coming through very quickly. Dean Amos leading the charge. It's taken there by Matt Harris. Oh, they go to offload. Dean Amos has it. And Dean Amos goes to the score for Wyong. And that makes it 32-22 with a kick to come.
Yeah, good little bit of acrobatic work there. The ball knocked back, and to Dean Amos's credit, he's picked it up in the air and has kept going and has scored right under the post. We've only got four and a bit minutes to go, and it's 32-22.
A consolation try for Wyong, Steve Carter.
Yeah, it was. Dean Amos, he's played well while he's been out there. He's been having a go. He's run the ball hard. He's very quick off the mark, I noticed, and he was jolly on the spot there to pick up and go over the line.
Down to the touchline, Stewart Bocking.
Yes, indeed, you've got to go along with what Steve said there. Dean Amos, since he's been on, he's certainly made a couple of very good runs, and I get the feeling that maybe if Wyong had been a little more within sort of striking distance of Umina when he did came on, fresh and pretty quick, it may have been a different result.
Well, it was 16-6 at half-time, fellas. Here it is, 32-22 with a kick to come. That kick was successful there. That now makes it 32-24. Only 8 points in it. Those two quick tries to Umina early in the second half really set the platform for them.
Certainly did.
Okay, well, we're down to the final 3.5 minutes. Quickly out to Adelaide Street Oval. Glenn Armstrong.
Turrigal 9-10-64 over Batto Bay 4-8-32.
Okay, we're into the third quarter, Skip.
Yes, we are. Probably about 5 minutes out from the three-quarter time.
Okay, thank you very much. Covering the grand final, Glenn Armstrong out there at Adelaide Street Oval. Well, Scott Murray in no hurry at all to restart play here. 32-24. Here he comes in now. We've got 3 minutes and 5 seconds left on the clock. And he kicks deep into Wyong's territory. Richard Phillips now offloads to Jamie Lovett. Jamie Lovett gets to the 22 where he's met by Jason Burriston and also Mick Connor. Gets up and, he falls to the ground once again. Now he gets up and plays it. Goes away to Breslin. Breslin to Dougie Edwards. He finds Dave Perry. Got away from one, but he can't get away from Scott Murray. Also coming into assist there was Adam Campbell, and they'll get up and play it. Murray to play the ball. In fact, out it goes now onto Dave Barrett. He gets to the 30-metre line, going across field, finds Corey Garrett Lee, fires it back now to Matt Harris. Harris onto Richard Phillips. Phillips out now to Lovett, throws the pass back to anybody. Phillips has got to go back and clean up. Now he offloads. They're going backwards, Wyong. He finds Corey Garrett Lee. Garrett Lee now goes forward. He's met there by Billy Martin, 30 metres out from the line. 32-24. The Carleton Grand Final here at Graham Park. Trust we're enjoying it this afternoon. 2 minutes 17 left at the 1994 season. Mark Henson, the Umina hook, of their man of the match, and we'll be speaking with him with Stewart Bocking right on full time. Out it goes now to Edwards. Edwards away now to Mark Vanderstock. Got away from one, heading up towards halfway. Despite being down on the scoreboard, they're only 8 points behind Wyong. They have not given up. Out it goes to Garrettley. Garrettley away now. Phillips puts a kick in over towards the Leeds Club side of the ground. Got away from Tony Peters. Now it goes in from touch. Lenny Bevan coming through very quickly. Down to the touchline, Stewart Bocking.
Yeah, thanks for that. A change each for both Wyong and Umina. Mark Geyer just back on the field for the Bunnies. Ian Blyton has been replaced. And for Wyong, Peter Johnston off, being replaced by Doug Edwards.
Okay, scrum to go down on that far side of the ground. We're taking a break, in fact, right on full time before we catch up with our man of the match, Mark Henson. No doubt he'll want to celebrate before he talks to us. Scrum to go down. It's a Umina win. Could be the last scrum of the match. They come across field. That's Adam O'Neill with the ball. He's had a good game today too, scoring 2 tries in the 4th and 27th minute. Shown a lot of pace this afternoon. Gets up and plays the ball, but there's a penalty to Umina, and the Wyong boys offside.
Yeah, no, he's penalised Dean Amos for milking the ball.
Okay, well, he wants possession, Dean Amos. That's what he wants, Jacko. They want points on the board, Wyong, and they want them quickly. There's only 1:04 left on the clock. Scott Murray kicking for touch. Wyong, Umina at least will close this game now. They won't do anything fancy. They'll hold it for 6 and kick it deep.
Certainly will, and a great credit to the Umina side. They've played good football today and deserved winners.
Simon Adamo sitting in front of us here on the touchline, disappointed, looking so forward to this game. I spoke to him earlier this morning, a bit nervous, and was looking forward to it. Unfortunately, last year for him, he played in reserve grade. They were bridesmaids. Same story this afternoon. Here they are, though, Umina into Wyong's territory. Goes away to Mark Geyer in his last minute of Central Coast football. Gets up and plays the ball now. He finds Henson. No, he doesn't. No mark. He keeps going, Geyer. Puts a little kick through. Mark Geyer would love a try, but Dean Amos knocks that on. Geyer comes through. At it again. Lenny Bevan's going to clean up here. They've got to play the knock on, in fact. As Geyer... No. Oh, Geyer comes up with the ball only a metre or so out. He went so close to scoring. Good work from Geyer, and then it goes to Burriston, driven back. Now it goes... No, Burriston still got the ball. Right in front of the sticks, 10 metres out. Time almost up. It's 32-24. Out it goes now to Connor. Connor still going. He's met there, though, by the Wyong defence. By our clock, time is up. There wouldn't be too long to go. Gets up and plays it now to Chris Christodoulou. Kill the clock's the word. It's not over yet. And Chris Christodoulou to get up and play the ball now. Brisbane 16, Manly 4. It looks like good night to Manly. On it goes to Geyer. Geyer now, he offloads, he finds Henson. Henson puts the kick in across field. In fact, it's gone backwards. Oh, they're playing Australian rules out there. Umina come up with possession, though. There's full time, it's all over. And Umina have defeated Wyong by 32 points to 24 after they led 16-6 at half time. Umina premiers in the 1994 Carleton Premiership. We'll take a break and be back with the man of the match, Mark Henson.
Umina led along 32, Wyong 24.
Well, Stuart's going to throw back to you after the wrap-up. He's going to throw back to you after doing the man of match presentation.
That'll be wonderful. He's coming to go straight into the song, which will be Big Mountain, Baby, I Love You Way. I won't even have to say
Big Baby, I Love the Waves, isn't that? Big Mountain. Okay, yep, we're going to go tell that information to him. Straight into it. Yeah.
You there, Lee?
No, I didn't say anything. You might have heard something.
No, I say 2 minute break and we're back, are we?
How long have you got running?
I've got about another minute and 15 seconds.
Okay, guys, a minute 15 still on the clock before we cross back. I suppose that's about 60 seconds before we cross back. If you're listening, Southie. .30 before we go back. Southie, go to instrumental after this one, matey. Grego, don't cross shit. I'll give you the cue, Greg.
Mick Connor, number 8, Umina.
And back here at Graham Park, full time. It's all over. Umina premiers in the 1994 Carleton Central Coast Rugby League Premiership, defeating Wyong by 32 points to 24. They led 16-6 at the break. For Umina, 2 tries to Adam O'Neill, tries to Billy Martin, Hatch, Mark Henson. O'Neill actually got 2 tries, and Scott Murray kicked 3 goals and field goals to Scott Murray and Tony Peters. For Wyong, tries to Lenny Bevan, Jamie Lovett, Dave Barrett and Dean Amos, with Corey Garrettley kicking 4 goals. At full-time score, Umina 32, Wyong 24. The Bunnies led 16-6 at the break. Mark Henson is our man of the match as we go down to the touchline and join Stewart Bocking.
Yeah, thanks, Craig. With me this afternoon is our man of the match, the Umina Bunnies hooker, Mark Henson. Mark, a fantastic match. The way you ran the ball up there in the first half, you must have been very happy with the way you made those yards.
Yeah, well, I was just told to sort of go forward. That was our game plan against a strong Wyong 6, and instead of just standing there looking for supporters like I sort of normally try to do being a halfback, I just got to go forward, and that's what I concentrated on.
Now, I noticed in the second half, at half-time, you were fairly content to play more of a defensive second half. It didn't exactly pan out that way for you, though, did it?
No, well, the breaks come. It's a hot day, and blokes fall off tackles, and that's it, and just the rest is history when the passes can get delivered.
Now, obviously a fantastic result. Mark Geyer, of course, playing his last match this afternoon. It must have been easy that the way you made some of the yards for some of your forwards, particularly being so hot, for them to follow in behind you.
Yeah, that's right. We've got a great pack. There's no doubt about it. And it's just, once we start going forward, there's really no stopping us. We got the players there, and that's it. It's a matter of putting it together and don't do the mistakes and the no frills there.
Fantastic. Well, thanks for that, mate. Congratulations. A great match this afternoon, the man of the match. Yeah, mate.
If I can say hello to my grandmother out there at Guanlin. Hello, Ed.
You can even say hi to your dad as well, mate, for Father's Day. Congratulations, mate. All right, there he is. Well, congratulations. The Umina coach at the moment, Paul Young, he's a little emotional at the moment. He's gone over to embrace some of his players. So as far as things are at the moment, we can tell you that in this match this afternoon, a fantastic result by 6 tries to 4. Umina over Wyong. And we've got to congratulate now. And we've got Mick Connor here from Umina. Mate, very hot this afternoon. Everyone coming up very muddy and very dusty. It really was a hard match, wasn't it?
Oh, it certainly was. I mean, with the heat, it's always good to know that it's the same for both sides. But we came away with it at the end. It was just terrific.
Now, as far as the use of replacements was concerned, I noticed a lot of water going on and off, and obviously the use of those replacements was vital.
Oh, yeah, definitely. With this heat, I mean, we stressed that. All the players stressed we needed plenty of water today, and the replacements are just, it's tremendous to have a couple of fresh blokes coming on and off all day.
As far as the backs were concerned, it was interesting to notice how many times the wingers got to run the ball. Obviously, you guys must be stoked with the way the forwards kept moving forward all day.
Yeah, well, the wingers have been complaining all year they haven't seen enough of the ball, and it's just great to get the ball out there for them, because we've got 2 of the best wingers in the comp, and Adam O'Neill definitely had a blinder today.
Well, mate, that's for sure. Congratulations. A great match. Adam O'Neill scoring 2 tries, 2 of the 6 that Umina scored. Victorious this afternoon, 32 points to 24. This is Stewart Bocking live from Graham Park for the 1994 Central Coast Rugby League Grand Final.
And in particular, the 2 guys who participated out there today. And congratulations to Wyong for the effort and the performance, and particularly to Umina Headlong United on managing the 1994 Grand Final. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce to you the great presentation, the local representative from Carleton United Breweries, our major sponsor, Mr. Barry Alden. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Alden. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the representative from Carleton, Mr. Barry Alderson. Thanks, Ken. What a pity for the Sousas.
On behalf of Carleton United Breweries, I'd like to congratulate the division on a very successful 1994. It only comes about all the hard work put in by Bob Allen, Ken Cosgrove, their committee, all the various clubs and their committees. And it's made a very, very good season. That's why we're proud or whatever. Carleton's had a long association with the Central Coast Division League over the last 12 to 14 years. And in that time it's now become one of the, if not the best division in the country. The standout today's game showed why. And while we commiserate with Rip Taylor and his Wyong club, I think we'd all like to congratulations Paul Young and the minor club on their win. And I think, remember, it's the first since 1983, so congratulations.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, the captain of the Wyong team, Matt Harris. Would you come up and say a few words, please, Matt?
First of all, I'd like to congratulate your minor. They showed today they are a really top side. But most of all, I'd like to thank our blokes. As everybody knows, no one gave us a chance of even making the grand final. We showed today that we are a top side, and I'm proud of every fella there. Another congratulations to our reserve race side who won today. Still going to be a good night back at Wyong. Most of all, I'd also like to thank our supporters, especially the ones that had confidence in us from the start of the year, the ones that went to every game, the ones that come back to every presentation, and the ones that are here today. And we want you back tonight to have a few drinks with us, because in my mind we're still winners. Thank you.
Thank you, Matt. Thank you. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the man of the match, Billy Martin from your minor. Man of the match, Billy Martin. It's Billy's birthday too, and Father's Day as well.
This is a proud moment for me and your minor. Thanks for the boys for digging deep, make the birthday great.
Now the referee, Mr. Menchin, touch judges, Mr. Jim Wood, Mr. Terry Ray. And now, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Barry Orders from Carleton will present the Carleton Challenge Cup to the Umina team and their captain, Billy Martin.
Carleton Rugby League Challenge Cup. What a great game, mate. Had everything in it. Next thing, I'd like to thank the boys, putting the effort in when it was needed. Thirdly, I'd like to thank the crowd for supporting us all year. Coach John, Dave Moore, Big Gill, and the minor committee. Thank you.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, individual juniors, number 1, Tony Peters. Number 2 is Adam O'Neill. Number 3 is Craig Hight. Number 4, Peter Davies. Number 5 is Nathan Gray. Number 6 is Adam Campbell. Number 7, Scott Murray. Number 8, Mick Connor. Number 9 is Mark Henson. Number 10 is Billy Martin. Number 11 is Mark Geyer. Number 12 is Jason Barrett. Number 13 is Gary Pender. Number 14, Chris Barry. Number 15 is Ian Blyton. Number 16, Glenn Teasel. Number 17 is Chris Christodoulou. We have a manager. Trainer, Norm Stogging. And the coach, Paul Young. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if the boys would like to do a lap of honour, but give them one more big cheer. Thank you very much. And thank you for your support throughout the year, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations, Umina, and we'll see you back here in 1995.